Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Wednesday, February the 15th. I hope you guys had a nice Valentine's Day. Welcome to the show, and we're about 8 minutes late. That's my fault, guys. I apologize for that. But we got the show started. That's all that matters. And welcome to the show. I'm Drew, and I'm joined by my podcasting partner in crime,
Justin from Spinebuster Tees and SpinebusterTees.com.
How you doing, Justin?
Doing good, man. How was your day today, man?
Well, I'm beginning a mini vacation. I'm off from today until Sunday. And,
okay.
Yeah, it was a much-needed mini vacation. The big vacation isn't coming until the summer, but that's another story. Today, it didn't really do too much. Took the cat to the vet to get fixed. And got breakfast, came home, and played a little God of War, and now I got AEW on.
There you go.
And that's really about it. How was your day, man?
Good. Did a lot of I went to Heroes and Fantasies earlier. The one off of 410.
Uh-huh.
Picked up a couple figs there. Went to go look at a couple display cases. Actually bought a display case. So yeah, because getting the store started and all that stuff. So it's been pretty busy for me though. But yeah, got AEW on too as well. So far so good. Great promo with Wardlow. Explain the reason why why he grew his hair out and his whole beard. I thought the Moxley Claudio versus Rush and Preston Vance. I thought that was a good match. There's blood in the match. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at this point with AEW, but yeah. So far, so good for AEW tonight, at least for me.
That was a really long match. I don't know. It felt long to me because while I was kind of like messing with my earbuds and the laptop trying to see if it would work. Of course I have the show on, but I have it I have it on in the background. Right. I'm just looking up and I'm just seeing everything that's going down. And I noticed Moxley. I'm like, okay, he's bleeding. It's nothing new. And who was it? It was Moxley and Kingston. No, not Kingston. Moxley and Cesaro. Claudio versus two guys that I didn't really recognize at first.
Rush and Prince Advance.
Right. It was just, I don't know. Just to me, it seemed like a very sloppy match. I know there was a point where Moxley is going for a catapult on Rush outside next to the railing, the guardrail, and it's like the sloppiest fucking catapult I've ever seen in my life. But I don't know. The match seemed like it was going on way too long. But then again,
it was about 20 minutes, a standard for AEW for the most part. So even standard for some WWE matches too. Like there were some matches in the past few weeks that's went about as long as that match. So
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was because I'm being biased, but it's just I don't know. WWE matches don't feel that long to me. I mean, I guess depending on the wrestler or whoever, but it's just AEW matches to me feel unnecessarily long.
And it's probably your enjoyment factor. If you enjoy something, like you probably won't mind it being like, let's say you get a 20-minute match on Raw and a 20-minute match on AEW. You may feel that the AEW match, and I'm not saying that you're saying all AEW matches like this or all Raw matches like this, but possibly you may feel the AEW match feels longer because you may not enjoy it as much versus a Raw match that you may enjoy more. And he's like, oh, this doesn't feel like 20 minutes. This just felt like it went by pretty fast. So it just depends who's in the ring. It depends, who's wrestling. Depends on, how much of a, how should I say, how invested you are within that match. So there's a lot of things involved.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, if it's like Bryan Danielson, I'll enjoy it because it's fucking Bryan Danielson, but it's just everybody else is just, and again, I know AEW, I know their audience, they're for the modern, indie, smart crowd that loves their spots, loves their 8 million false finishes, so it's just, I get it. At this point, I get it, but it's just, yeah, that's all I'm going to leave it at. But how was your weekend? How did you enjoy the Super Bowl? Some people were asking in the chat.
Super Bowl was good. Glad that the Chiefs won. It was a good game, very good game actually. Yeah, no, Super Bowl was pretty cool, pretty good. I actually, over this past weekend as well, I actually went downtown. Love to go downtown. Just catch some vibes down there. I think it was Saturday night, something like that. Yeah, did that, and and eventually, I think this weekend. Well, this weekend is freaking whatchamacallit. You got New Japan, Bound in the Valley, and of course you got Elimination Chamber. They're on the same day. Then I think next week, I think there's a show here in town that I may be going to. So it just depends.
Good stuff. Yeah, the Super Bowl wasn't bad. It was a pretty close game. I'm like you, glad the Eagles lost because fuck the Eagles. That one last play, that holding play, is really costing the game because it really seemed like they had a chance to at least get back in.
Holding? I didn't see holding.
I mean, it's been kind of a controversial play because I know, not First Take, Undisputed talked about it.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, Shannon Sharp was on the side of, like, yeah, it was holding. You saw him grab him, and then Skip was very much on the side of, like, what holding? Yeah,
Skip is right.
Ticky-tack, calls like that don't belong in the Super Bowl.
Skip is 100% correct.
I mean, yeah.
100% correct. Fuck the Eagles.
I mean, it's one of those things of, like, well, he was actually going for the Eagles, which is weird. But, like, it's one of those things of just, like, people will say don't call ticky-tack, calls like that in a big, Super Bowl game. Or a big playoff game. But call them in, like, a regular season game. I don't know, it's weird. It's just like, tell you complain about the refs doing their job, or not doing their job, but yet you'll complain when they do their job. It's weird. But all in all, fuck the Eagles. That's all we care about. And congratulations to the Chiefs. And what else? What did you do on V-Day yesterday?
Single, brother. Ain't nothing to do, so there you go. I mean, I at this point, just I don't really. It used to bother me on days like that, but it doesn't even bother me no more. I'm just treating it like another day and just moving on. Like for a while, I didn't even realize it was Valentine's Day yesterday until I went to Walmart. I went to Walmart to buy a few things, and I didn't realize it was Valentine's Day until I saw everybody in, because I was trying to get got a couple things from the I got a tape measure, so I went back through some of the aisles and I went through the card aisle because I thought the aisle was gonna be empty. I was like, okay, because I usually walk through there. Then it just hit me like, oh, today's Valentine's Day. Like, oh, okay. No wonder why everyone's in here. Okay, yeah. So.
Yeah, I could give two fucks about Valentine's Day. Like, I almost asked for that day off, but I was just like, I asked the missus, I'm like, do you honestly care about Valentine's Day? And she's like, not really. And, we were both working anyway, so.
There you go, yeah.
I mean, we were actually getting out at the same time, because I usually get home around 7, and she was getting off at 7. So we just went out to eat, and then just came home and chilled, and, enjoying this mini vacation I have. So,
yeah.
There you go. That's really all we're up to. And let's get into the show. We have some news. We have quite a bit of news. It's it's kind of half and half. There's news and there's just like stupid shit that people said, and it's a combination of stupid shit that people said and shit that people said, and just news. And then we also have the Elimination Chamber coming up on Saturday. So I guess we can get into the news that something happened a few weeks ago and we didn't cover because there was no show last week. So, as you know, Jerry Lawler was hospitalized due to a massive stroke. He suffered a massive stroke in his home in Florida. An update was posted on the WWE legend and Memphis wrestling icon Twitter. His Twitter account, Jesus Christ, I can't read today, Wednesday afternoon, along with photos of the 73-year-old Lawler recovering in the hospital. Update on Jerry. After suffering a massive stroke on Monday, he is now recovering in Fort Myers, Florida hospital. His speech is limited, but the rehabilitation, there you go, will regain a full recovery. He thanks everyone for the continued prayers, and he will be back in the near future. Longtime wrestling manager Jimmy Hart was in the photos visiting Lawler in the hospital. And it just talks about his past. Jim Ross tweeted, "I spoke very briefly with Jerry on Tuesday night. He's obviously weak, but I can understand his affected speech. Jerry's prognosis is positive, but he needs all your thoughts and prayers." And the last WWE appearance that Jerry made was at the Royal Rumble in San Antonio. And this was 9 days before his stroke. Wrestling Soup earlier was covering it, where Jerry Lawler actually posted he made his own post saying that he will try to be back to work as soon as possible. So it's good that the King is recovered. This guy just seems bulletproof at this point, because this guy is known for not drinking or doing drugs. His vices, eating like a kid. He eats, like, he makes it very clear that he eats barbecue, he'll eat takeout, he drinks, soda. Maybe like diet soda, but that's his vice, is eating ham, cheeseburgers and, barbecue. He, as we all know, he had that heart attack live on the air where he was technically declared legally dead. And luckily he, came to it, and I believe he did suffer a stroke a few years ago. While he was, did he say he suffered a stroke while he was in bed with his girlfriend?
Yeah. While having sex or something like that.
Right. And now he has this, and it's just like, nothing can kill the King, knock on wood. But good for the King. At this point, it's just, if I'm Jerry, just stay home. Like, WWE is going to pay you; they'll bring you back for appearances, but it's like, King, we don't need you anymore. You're good. You have a career. You have money. We want you to be here for as long as possible. So
I think the only time he flew out was during pay-per-views. I don't think he was there. I don't think he's there week to week, like backstage.
Right.
I think it was just, so. So even with that little travel that he does, maybe bring him back. I would say bring him back for the big 4 pay-per-views. That'll be okay. He only traveling 4 times a year to WWE. But you gotta also realize as well, it's not just WWE that he travels to. He travels to conventions and sign-ins and things of that nature. So he'll probably need to really calm down on that too as well. Except for locally, if he's in Tennessee, if he wants to drive, he lives in in Memphis. If he wants to drive to Nashville or something like that, okay, maybe he could do that. But there's a the Denver Con convention. No, don't go to Denver, Colorado. You know what I mean? So, glad to hear that he's okay. What else can we say that anyone else has had already? Since the story happened, about it's been 2 weeks now. So, I'm just glad that he's all right. That's it.
Does he still do indie bookings?
Maybe. I know he still wrestles every now and then, but I know it's not consistently. It's not every weekend or anything like that.
I don't think he should. I think he should just stop wrestling period.
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
Right. Yeah, come by, do conventions, do autographs, make an appearance, but just I don't want to see him in the ring. I don't want to see old guys in general wrestle anymore, because we don't need to hear those stories. You know what I mean? It's just I'm fine with the appearances of a Steve Austin every now and then, but it's just I don't need to see Steve Austin wrestle anymore. I don't even need to see The Rock wrestle anymore. I just make appearances. Do your thing, say the catchphrase, and leave. Like, we don't need to see you do anything physical anymore. Like, that's just me. But good for the King. Good for the King. That's he's able to make it. Unfortunately, I can't say the same thing about another Memphis wrestling legend, Jerry Jarrett. Yesterday, the father of Jeff Jarrett passed away at the age of 80. He was the founder of TNA Wrestling along with his son Jeff. What else was I going to say? So Jeff made a post about his father. It was actually well known that they had a falling out with Vince Russo being involved. That's another story. Jeff put on his Twitter, "When things go wrong, as sometimes they will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and debts are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with twists and turns, as everyone of us sometimes learns, and many a failure turns about, when he might have won if he'd stick it out. Don't give up, the pace seems low. You might succeed with another blow. Often the struggler has given up when he might capture the victor's cup, and he learned too late when the night slapped down. How close was he to the golden crown? Success is a failure turned inside out, the silver tint of clowns of doubt, and you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems afar. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you mustn't quit." Lightning, you didn't really miss much. We kind of barely started, like maybe 10 minutes ago. Rest in peace to Jerry Jarrett. He played a big part in wrestling, played a big part in TNA in its early years. Not for nothing. I mean, this is kind of like a nothing burger, but there was that story that Lightning says, "Do I have a new mic?" Not really. I had to change the settings, but I'll get into that later. There was that story that Cornette told when Vince was on trial for steroids, that he actually had Jerry as a backup to run the company for him if he ever did go to jail.
Yeah.
So, but what are your thoughts on Jerry Jarrett's career?
Well, I think he contributed more. Everyone knows him about, like, modern wrestling fans know him from, like, TNA, being one of the founders of TNA, but his biggest contribution was for CWA Memphis Wrestling, really, really making Southern wrestling a thing. That was Memphis. That was Jerry Lawler. That was Bill Dundee. That was, Dr. Jerry Graham. You know what I mean? So it was guys like that. For CWA that really made Memphis Wrestling a thing. And if you go back and watch Memphis Wrestling, it holds up to today. Yeah, the moves are not there, but the storytelling. If you're a storytelling wrestling fan, if you love storytelling, go watch back some of that CWA stuff, some of those promos. You know what I mean? And you gotta take the context of the time. It holds up today, and you can find that here on YouTube. So, But yeah, like I really like that stuff. And he also did USWA as well. When CWA fell, he did USWA for a little bit, and brought up some newer guys that were some of the people that we know and love today, like Sean Waltman, 123 Kid, Jerry Lynn, also as well. I want to say Booker T. And Stevie Ray Harlem, I believe they had a little bit of alumni down there as well. So the Rock and Roll Express, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, like they all had a little stint there in USWA as well, which is a very important time. New Jack. So some people, like, it was basically like some people who were already established, and like some new blood at that time as well. It's very interesting to go back and watch that as well, to kind of see on how some of these guys started their careers, or like in their twilight of their career as well. And that was also when Vince McMahon was doing the, really trying the heel Vince McMahon character. And this was like in 93 when he was trying it out. So go back and watch some of that stuff from USWA. It's very, very interesting. Love it.
I've heard of USWA. Austin was in it, right?
Steve, yeah, I believe so. Well, Steve Austin was already in. I think he was already in WCW at the time, but I think he may have a little, maybe an appearance or two down there. But but Steve Austin was he was in World Class for a little bit before he went to WCW.
Right. I was listening to Soup earlier, and they were talking about Jerry Jarrett and just a lot of his contributions to wrestling, like kind of like you just mentioned, and those early days of TNA were just, I don't know about you, like I liked the early days of TNA. I thought they were fun.
Loved it.
I was a huge TNA supporter up until a certain time, Hogan, and just look at everything that was contributed during that time. You brought in the AJ Styles, you brought in Samoa Joe, you had Christopher Daniels, you had Elix Skipper, America's Most Wanted. Who else? Raven. Raven was pretty fun in the early days of TNA. Who else? Ron Killings.
Ron Killings, yeah.
Yeah, he became the first ever African American wrestler to win the NWA World Title. Those are good times, and he definitely brought some good. He definitely brought some good things to wrestling.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just kind of reading up until the time he left TNA. He said JSC sold a 72% controlling interest in NWA TNA to Panda Energy. Jarrett remained part of TNA management until departing in late 2005 over a dispute of the direction of the company. And that's talking about the Vince Russo situation. So let me ask you something. So how much different was TNA when Vince Russo came in and took over creative?
I mean, what do you mean? Like how different it was from the original?
Right, because whenever we watched TNA before Vince Russo decided to put his fingerprints all over it, it was something different.
He was there already. He was there already in the early days of TNA. So he had like a SEX Sports Entertainment Extreme. So Vince Russo was there at the beginning of TNA as well.
Right.
So he was all influenced. So he had, like I said, Sports Entertainment Extreme, SEX. Then I know he was responsible for I don't know if you guys remember, there used to be cage dancers, like the women cage dancers and stuff. I know he was very responsible for that as well. So I know once Jerry left, and just kept Jeff there, and I know 2005, 2006. That era was very prominent for Vince Russo in TNA. So,
yeah, it was. That era from 2005 to 2006, and I would say
really between 2000, but really between 2005 and maybe 2008, 2009.
Right, when Cornette was also there, helping, with some of the development of the guys there. That was TNA at its peak, and then they got too big for their britches. They brought in more ex WWE guys. They brought it. It was fine when it was just Christian, when it was the Dudleys, and then Kurt Angle coming in was just kind of this is the cherry on the the icing on the cake. But then when they started bringing in Jeff Hardy, when they brought in RVD, Matt Hardy, and just more WWE guys. And then Hogan and Bischoff, tried to run a company. It didn't work. It really didn't work.
I may be in the minority, but I love that era of TNA. 2010 TNA was fantastic. I loved it. Now 2011, question, that was I didn't really like 2011, but 2009, 2010, I would say maybe summer 2009 through, I would say, like early 2011, like January 2011. That was to me that was the great mixture of everything of both together, because you had the younger talent mingling with the established stars. Yeah, there was probably a little bit too much of established stars there, but at the same time, it got people talking about the product, and especially when the whole 10-10-10 storyline with Abyss and Jeff Hardy turning heel, and that got people watch TNA. That actually got people watch TNA. I guess
I remember.
What was it? Was it the best? Was it the best reason to watch TNA? Probably not. But I was watching it and I was invested into it. So I think that time frame for me personally, that was my favorite time. Not necessarily the best time, but that was probably my favorite time of watching TNA.
Oh no, 2010. I would say, I think I fell off like a little bit after 2011. 2010 TNA was interesting, like you just said. With the establishment, Hogan going heel, and then Jarrett going heel, and then just Hardy going heel, which was interesting at first, but it's just like, yeah, he's not working out as a heel.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that. It was fucking. Well, it was Victory Road 2011.
Yeah.
That he was doing fine up until that point.
I mean, his heel run up until that point, in my opinion, wasn't working, because it's like, as a heel, you need to do some heel shit to win, and it's just Hardy. Let me give you an example. So he had a pay-per-view match when he was the TNA champion. This is when he was a heel, and he had that that custom made belt.
Right.
And it was a pay-per-view, and it was him and Matt Morgan. And it's like, okay, the only way he's actually going to realistically beat a guy like Matt Morgan is if he cheats. And like, it was just like kind of a sloppy match, because it's just like he's doing like random swantons, and it didn't look right to me. And I just remember thinking to myself, yeah, this heel run ain't working, because people are cheering Jeff. Like, they want to cheer for Jeff. And I mean, that thing was dope. That that Another Me theme, I fucking love that. That slaps.
Oh, yeah, that's a fucking fantastic theme.
To this day, especially that begin that. I can't do it right. I can't do it any justice, guys. But I love that theme. And then, of course, Victory Road. That's when it started to kind of like taper off a little bit. But yeah, TNA from 2005 up until 2010. I would say were the better years of TNA. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
But rest in peace, Jerry Jarrett. And I know Jeff was wrestling tonight on not TNA, AEW, which apparently he insisted, like he wanted to work. He wanted to pay homage to his dad. So, I mean, I guess people responded to grief in different ways, but good on Jeff.
And the people in Laurel still booed the hell out of him. I get it, he's a heel, but like maybe just like for one night, just kind of like chill a little bit. You know what I mean? It'd be kind of hard for me. It's kind of hard for me to boo someone who just lost their dad the day before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little hard for me to do that. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Like, I guess you're right. Maybe it's just how it was presented. Like, if it was presented as him coming out and saying, I'm going to pay homage to my dad, that would have made sense, but he just decided to straight up come out as a heel. But I don't know. That is weird. It's pretty weird that the audience, still boos him, even though his dad just passed away yesterday. So
acknowledge it, right? Or like, like with the fans in the crowd could have been like thank you, Jerry, or like something very simple. You know what I mean? But I don't know. People don't think like that. They're just, I'm a fan, and I'm a cheer who I like, and I'm a boo who I hate, which is fine. But sometimes you gotta kind of have to like take it back a little bit. Like, oh, this guy just lost his dad yesterday. Like, maybe we should pay a little bit on, maybe give a little bit of respect to his father real quick, and then get right back into it. You know what I mean? It seems like fans are like,
they're fickle.
Like, Well, no, it's I don't think yeah, it's that, but I think a lot of fans like so like wrestlers, they kayfabe, always when they're out there, right? Or sometimes they shoot, right? I think fans all the time they always want to be in kayfabe. Sometimes they want to cheer who they actually like, and they want to boo who they actually hate, no matter what the situation is.
That's weird because it's almost like that one time during the Eddie Guerrero tribute show on SmackDown when Batista went out, into the ring and he's pouring his heart out and he's just crying, because he just lost his friend, and there's that one guy in the audience yelling, "You suck!" And the whole time he's just egging on Batista, and it's just dude, wrong place, wrong time. I don't know, but what's up, RJ?
Wrestling fans are a bunch of dicks.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yep. But, yeah, Jeff Jarrett should have stayed home for a week. I don't think this is the time for you to be getting any heel heat right now. Go and celebrate your father. Go be with your family. AEW gonna be all right. I don't understand what was the need for him to come onto the show tonight to get booed out of the building like that. I mean, he's dedicated. He's a damn good heel. Nobody's going to take that away from him. But, Jeff, you should have stayed home. Stay home, there. It's all
right. Chris Jericho should have stayed home. But that's another story.
Chris Jericho needs the goddamn... well, he doesn't need the treadmill anymore. He actually got himself into some good shape. By hook or by crook.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give him credit where credit is due. He wasn't one of those guys that did the whole, oh, I'm still good, even no matter what shape I'm in. He's I'm pretty sure his wife is yeah, you're kind of, you're a little chunky. So he, I'm pretty sure his wife.
The wrestling fans.
Well, I mean, I think it helps. I think it helps more when it's someone that you know and that you have more intimate interactions with. That tells you straight up, maybe you need to cut the weight. I mean, because there's a difference between, a bunch of people at home saying you're fat, because I know it sounds like I'm rambling, but it's kind of like when they did the Piggy James storyline with Mickey James, where they tried to insinuate that she was fat. It's you're not fat.
She's thick.
She's thick. What is it? Thursday Night MILF? What, is that what she called herself? But yeah. So there's a difference between fans talking shit and people and trust. Will say shit to you. You know what I mean? So
he should have known better as soon as he took my man's over for a side headlock and his belt broke. That wasn't an indication you needed to lose weight. Then I don't know what.
But I mean, point it.
He took him over for a side headlock, Drew. A side headlock, and his belt said.
I saw that. Oh man! But good on Jericho.
Yep.
Good on Jericho on cutting the weight. So, but I don't like Jericho. At this point, I don't like Jericho in his career.
Me neither.
But what's your thoughts on the previous two topics? First Jerry Lawler. Jerry Lawler, as you know, had a stroke a few weeks ago. I think 2 weeks ago, I believe. Right. And he's made a full recovery. He apparently is okay. He's talking well, and he's apparently ready to come back to work. So, what do you think about Jerry Lawler and his health situation?
God bless Jerry Lawler. I know Jerry Lawler's done a lot of nasty things and supposedly that we don't like, and he said a lot of shitty things, this, that, and the other. But the J-Man is on this guy's side. Somebody's on his side, man. They keep on keeping this guy around. This guy's had 2 strokes, a heart attack on live television, and I mean his ethic is just his desire to go back to work is just tremendous. This guy is he's an anomaly. He's the real definition of a go-getter. Nobody could ever take that away from Lawler whatsoever. And yeah, man, I just hope that he's ready to go, really ready to go, and Myself personally, I'd be like, Jerry, just sit at home for a while, recoup. But he's not going to do that. Like I say, he's a go-getter. A go-getter doesn't stop. They don't know when to quit. And, yeah, just props to him for keep on pushing. And, man, he's, like I said, he's got somebody glorious watching over him and on his side.
Right, because like I mentioned, like you look at Jerry Lawler, it's like he's, according to him, he's never touched a drop of alcohol, he's never done any drugs or even smoked, and like you look at his social media, he's always like eating ribs and fast food and cheeseburgers, and like this guy still manages to avoid death, and it's just
he wrestles.
Yeah, he wrestles and he fucks 25-year-olds, but that's another story. But good on Jerry. I mean, we're glad Jerry is living and still thriving. But it's just we don't need to see him in a ring again. Just come back, call a match, or like kind of Justin pitch, just like come back for pay-per-views.
Not even pay-per-views. He's already doing pay-per-views, like Big Four pay-per-views. He doesn't need to be at Elimination Chamber. Doesn't need to be at fucking Backlash or Money in the Bank. Just Big Four pay-per-views. And and that's it. And like the obviously like the special live events as well, like Raw 5 million. Imagine Raw 5 million. Like that's like
it's gonna come.
Shit.
Raw 5 million.
It's gonna be Vince McMahon the 80th.
Vince McMahon. Oh man. That'll be a sight to see.
I swear to God, he's gonna be like that old Transformer from Transformer: Revenge of the Fallen.
Vince McMahon is gonna be mixed up with fucking 30 other races too.
The owner of the company is Nick Khan's great granddaughter.
Oh God!
It's Stephanie Khan. She's now the owner of the company. Oh man! But and what are your thoughts on the passing of Jerry Jarrett, RJ?
It sucks. I know Jerry Jarrett helped make a lot of guys' careers. I really don't know that much about Jerry Jarrett. I'm not an old man.
Right.
I'm not in my 30s, so I didn't really get a chance to really explore Jerry Jarrett all that much. I only know of Jerry Jarrett from the one story that was always told that Jeff Jarrett chose his friendship with Vince Russo over his father. That's the only real big thing I really know about Jerry Jarrett, besides the fact that he was involved in TNA the early years and he helped make a lot of guys' careers. So that's pretty much it. But it's always unfortunate to hear about somebody in wrestling who passed away, especially TNA in its early days entertained me too. So, like, without Jerry Jarrett being involved, maybe that wouldn't have been the case. So, he's going to be missed for having a hand in that and having a hand in a lot of guys' careers. Other than that, I really don't have any, like, fond memories of him, like, as a wrestler or anything like that, or as a promoter.
Right. I mean, neither do I. I just know what I know. He played a big part in a lot of wrestlers' careers. I mean, he gave Steve Austin for his first job. He found Shawn Michaels. He found, Jake the Snake Roberts and guys like that. And eventually he gave guys like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, time on television. So he played a big role in wrestling. So R.I.P. to Mr. Jarrett. Speaking of another amazing booker, Tony Khan.
Oh, God, please.
Tony Khan says there's a real war between WWE and AEW.
Oh, God. On
an interview with the Dan Lee Batard show, Khan discussed the reports of WWE's alleged contract tampering, which reportedly resulted in AEW's legal department sending a warning email to Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan. The AEW boss confirmed that some AEW talents told him they'd been approached by the rival promotion. However, despite being disturbed by the claims, He also said the wrestling business is dirty and competitive. Have you heard of this, RJ? Have you heard about the wrestling business being dirty and competitive?
I have.
What about you,
Very dirty is very competitive.
What about you, Justin? Is this surprising to you?
It's not surprising to me, but I mean, it's I don't know if it's taken out of context though, because dirty, yes, right. I mean, there's been things like contract tampering and things of that nature, but obviously, like with WWE and MLW, that's an ongoing lawsuit, right? For that.
No, they just MLW just gave it up.
Well, okay, well, a recent ongoing lawsuit that happened with that. But yeah, it's not surprising though. It's definitely not surprising.
Here's the rest of his quote. He said, "I only know what people have come to me and alleged, but I do know it's a real war between AEW and WWE, and the fans are interested in it. And that was part of the original business model of AEW. Was when I knew wrestling fans, frankly, are very interested in wrestling free agency and wrestling wars. I believe we could create a free agent market that is definitely a real thing now, and that would be a big part of the story." Khan went on to say that wrestling fans love stories and rivalries, but none are as real as the current battle between WWE and AEW. I think we truly, truly hate each other. And I think it makes for really exciting TV and makes for an exciting wrestling forum.
I don't think no one hates each other per se, but it is a rivalry though, because you got Todd from WWE that went to AEW. You got obviously Cody who went, and not just Cody, but like Cody, Cora Jade, a lot of people from NXT went over from AEW who could have been signed to AEW and went over to WWE NXT, and that's even including Kiana James and Fallon Henley.
Right.
Your current NXT tag team champions. They had cups of coffee on AEW. We may have not known. Yeah, so, but it's a rivalry. Yeah, because there's people who are in AEW that want to be better than WWE, and there's people in WWE saying like, hey, we're better than AEW. So yeah, it's a rivalry. Not to the extent of WCW, not to the extent to our fucking childhood. WCW and AEW. I'm sorry, and in WWE, I should say. But, yeah, it's a rivalry, but it's not, like, that intense. But it's a rivalry, though.
Continuing, he recounted in 2021 about WWE President Nick Khan having talks with NJPW shortly after the Japanese promotion began working with AEW. In response to the interaction between WWE and NJPW, Tony Khan asserted his irritation, referring to Nick Khan as two-faced. I called the New Japan executives and said, "Is this true? Did WWE call you and try to get you to turn on me?" And they said, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, well, are we still doing the stuff we had planned?" He recalled, because at the time, we had a match set up for Wednesday Night Dynamite, where there was going to be a New Japan title match in AEW. It was the first of many of those matches. NJPW officials told Khan that they didn't trust WWE and wanted to continue working with AEW. Ever since, our relationship with NJPW has been incredibly positive, Khan said. And despite WWE's attempts to, quote-unquote, hurt AEW's relationships, Khan affirmed that it's motivated AEW to work even harder. Yeah.
I have nothing. I have nothing to say about that, really. What can you say about it?
Yeah, with the failing ratings, with barely being able to hit 1 million. They hit 1 million a few weeks ago, so good for them. But it's like
that was only why they only hit 1 million,
because of Briscoe. I know that, but
yes,
they can't. They don't hit millions. They're lucky to hit 900,000, and the company, the product has just been very unwatchable and not very good since Punk left. I
disagree with that.
I won't. Yeah, I'm not gonna go that far.
I don't say it's unwatchable. They have good it hasn't been. I think what you probably mean is that there's nothing that gets you invested like fully invested to watch out week to week. Yeah. The wrestling has been tremendous. Like if you want to go and watch, the wrestling's been tremendous. Like tonight's been good. Like from what I've been seeing, it's been pretty good tonight. And there was some storytelling there as well with the whole Wardlow. The Wardlow, why his why he grew his hair and his beard out because his dad passed away from cancer, and that was a way to honor him. Like that's shit that I like to see. I love that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Is that going to get more people invested in Wardlow? Who knows? But at least they're trying in some aspects, right? Christian came back tonight. Well, that's obviously that story with Jungle Boy still there. You know what I mean? Moxley and Heyman, they're gonna have a Texas Death Match. Texas Death Match. Was it Texas Death Match? Did they call it Texas Death Match? I think it's just a death match at Revolution. But yeah, I mean, so they're trying on storylines. It just depends on if you're the fan that's going to be invested in it or not. And there's a lot of fans that are, but a lot of fans are not as well. So. To me, I think the goal is with AEW right now, because also as well, news today, and I don't know, Drew, if you had this on your docket, but Ring of Honor now has their TV deal finally, right?
Saw that.
Kind of sort of their TV deal. So are we gonna see less of Ring of Honor now and more just focused on the AEW stars now? On Dynamite, on Rampage, because from before, Dynamite for a little bit was half ROH, half AEW. Now with this TV deal, hopefully it's just mostly just ROH. And, Rampage for a while, even recently, is still a Ring of Honor, unofficial Ring of Honor show. So, with Ring of Honor, having their own show now and there's more TV time, is this perhaps going to start, giving more AEW stars time to develop their storylines? We're going to have to wait and see on that. But, I just personally think that I don't think AEW's been unwatchable, but I just think that the storylines have not been fully like there's some storylines that currently right now that I am invested in, but there are a lot of storylines that I'm really not invested in as well. Like, for example, not a storyline per se, but Jade Cargill, TBS champion, what are we doing with her? You know what I mean? There's what are we doing there with her? At this point, she's just been on Rampage, not really much on Dynamite. You got the All Atlantic Championship, Orange Cassidy. I forget that he's the All Atlantic champion because he hides it in a bag, and he doesn't bring it out until he's actually wrestling, right? The TNT Championship, it's flip flop back and forth, and they're starting to help out now with that, with the whole Wardlow situation. But so there's some things that's questionable on AEW, but there's some things that I think that they're doing pretty well too. To be fair,
I think the wrestling is never really the problem, so to speak. It's just that some of the storylines don't fully feel fleshed out, or they drag too fucking long.
And there's people on television that go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
This Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho thing doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Ricky Starks beat the man on that New Year's Eve show, or the New Year's show. Why does he need to wrestle Chris Jericho's crew in order to get another match with him? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You already beat him, Ricky. You already beat him.
It's okay. Let me kind of.
Doesn't make any sense.
Let me kind of backtrack what I said earlier. So, obviously, it's not an unwatchable show because I'm watching it. I have it on. I'm not gonna watch Rampage because fuck that shit. But
no one watches Rampage.
Okay, so we agree. Like Justin and RJ said, it's not the wrestling that's the problem. There's good wrestlers on here. Ricky Starks is really fucking good. We love Ricky Starks. But it's just, just pointing out the obvious. Just the storylines either don't make any sense or they just drag on. And then you have...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but just so this point real quick, I think the issue is a lot of stories begin on Dark or Rampage, and we don't get it or understand it once they bring it up on Dynamite, because there's a lot of particular stories with the whole with this whole Texas Deathmatch thing that we saw today tonight with Roosh and Press Advance versus Mox and Claudio. Some of that was done on Rampage, and some of that was done on, I won't say Dark, I don't think they were on Dark, but some was done on Rampage, and we're not watching Rampage. They're not doing great jobs of trying to, start these stories on, they need to start these stories on Dynamite. Like, if they're going to start a new story, start on Dynamite, right? You could probably go more in detail, on Rampage or maybe even Dark, right? But start the story on Dynamite so when these matches do come around, it doesn't feel like it's random, completely random. But sorry, I had to make that point there.
I agree with that, Justin. Me and Monty talked about that sometime last week when he was ranting about AEW and some of that sloppiness. He said, why does things have to happen randomly on Rampage in order for a match to kick in Dynamite? It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And I agree. Like a program, if you could do a mini program like that or something like that, kick it off on your flagship program so that people aren't lost and scrambled, like you said. I definitely agree with that.
And it's just things on the show that don't make any sense, because it's like, me and RJ talked about this on the show with Monty on Sunday, where I was just, it was just one day where I was just randomly taking a shower, and all of a sudden I don't know if you guys do this, like, if you guys just like random, like, you'll just take showers just to chill. Like, you ever just take a shower just to go in there and just chill and just, let the water hit you?
Yeah,
Yeah, like, I was doing that one day, and all of a sudden I was just randomly thinking about wrestling, and I just went, who's the AEW Women's Champion? And it was just like, it was killing me, because I'm like, who's the champion? I know it's not Toni Storm, it's not Britt, it's somebody else. And then I had to be reminded on Sunday's show, I'm like, it's fucking Jamie. Jamie Hayter is the Women's Champion, and she's just become a non-factor, and it's just, and again, it's just the booking. It's just anyone who becomes a champion, it almost seems like that's like a death sentence, kind of like in, NXT. Anyone who got called to the main roster almost seemed like a bad thing, because, Thunder Rosa became women's champion. She was barely used. She was barely on TV. Adam Page was the world champion, and he was barely on TV. Like, there was a point where he wasn't even on TV for like 2 weeks.
Even Jurassic Express too. That was my biggest thing. Jurassic Express wasn't even on TV. Like, they were just known as Rampage. I call them Rampage champions for a while because that's what they are. They were just on Rampage.
Right. It's just the booking just doesn't make any sense. There's just things about the show that don't make any sense, and it's just I have to say this. I don't hate AEW. I really don't. I like that there's a second option for guys and girls to work at. If it doesn't work out in WWE, go to AEW. You can probably get some TV time. But it's just I want them to do better. I want them to be a strong number 2. Because where else are they going to go? Impact? Are you going to try your luck in New Japan? Maybe. I mean, the Indies are kind of not as, in my opinion, they're not as, stable as they used to be. But speaking of Indies, let's, you talked about Ring of Honor. I have the article up here. Ring of Honor's weekly television series is set to premiere in early March. After announcing the first set of television tapings for February 25th and 26th at Universal Studios, owner Tony Khan has revealed the premiere date. Khan spoke with SportsIllustrated.com and announced that the first episode will debut March the 2nd on the Honor Club streaming platform as the promotion gets set for Super Card of Honor at the end of March in Los Angeles. The launch date coincides with the 1-year anniversary of Khan's announcement on Dynamite that he had purchased Ring of Honor from Sinclair Broadcasting along with the tape library, which is available on the Honor Club. Ring of Honor is the latest wrestling program added to a growing list of weekly content and will run the same day as new episodes of Impact Wrestling and New Japan Wrestling are broadcast on Access Television. All right, that was kind of confusing. So it's going to be on both Honor Club and Access?
From my recollection, I thought it was Honor Club, but let me look this up because it could be on Access, but let me see.
It's just, is anyone actually subscribed to Honor Club?
I am.
How do you like it so far?
I like it. I have Honor Club. I have New Japan World. It's cheap. You know what I mean? So whenever Wrestle Kingdom Dominion. Like I'm gonna watch Battle in the Valley this weekend too as well. So but yeah, I mean I like them. But let me see.
What are the perks of Honor Club and New Japan?
It's basically like WWE Network. That's
so
the best way for me to explain it.
So you get live pay-per-views for free?
Yep.
Oh.
Live pay-per-views, and also you get to watch past pay-per-views, past events as well. So, like, if I want to watch, like, the Tokyo Dome show from, like, 1993, like, I wouldn't know why I would do that, but I'm just saying if I wanted to, I could, you know what I mean?
How much does it cost?
$10.
Which one?
New Japan. I forgot how much Honor Club was. I think it's about the same. I don't remember though. But
I hadn't had Honor Club in a while, but I do believe Honor Club is also $10.
Yeah, I think it's $10.
Here we go. $9.99. There you go.
$9.99.
I mean, if you're a Ring of Honor freak or just wanting to see how Claudio, Rollins, all those guys came up, I would say it's a great tool. There's a lot of great matches. Ring of Honor helped raise a lot of guys' careers. So I would subscribe to that alone. But if you want to see any of the current stuff, obviously you can do. But
yeah, I know that whenever I get my shop open, I'm actually working on content for the shop. Like when people come in, they'll see like whatever's on. So like one of them is I'm doing it by era. So I'm doing like 80s, 90s, Monday Night War. So that way I can kind of like have it all in order. So I have like a lot of like between like 2010 to 2018 Ring of Honor videos that's free on YouTube that you can watch, like full matches. So yeah, but like in my discovery, I'm finding like a lot of like AJ Styles versus Adam Cole, or Kevin Steen and El Generico versus the Briscoes. The Young Bucks versus the Briscoes, things of that nature. So, and some of the matches, immediately, I haven't seen in a very long time. Maybe seen only once, or maybe I've never ever seen. So I'm kind of excited to get into that, and kind of re-educate myself on some past, experiences with Ring of Honor.
That's not bad. I might look into getting the Honor Club.
Yeah, it's only $10, I think. Yeah.
$9.99. We have a few more news tidbits, and we'll get into Elimination Chamber, I promise. And it's not really news. It's just, I guess, things that people said. Let's see, WrestleMania Goes Hollywood movie trailers. The ideas for this year will be. Where the fuck is it? Oh, here we go. The report named several WWE stars as actors in parodies. Rhea Ripley will parody Stranger Things. The Brawling Brutes will parody The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Bianca Belair and Montez Ford will do Titanic. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins will be in a superhero parody. I heard it was going to be The Dark Knight, but it might change. Let's see, the Bloodline will parody Goodfellas, which makes sense. And Miz and Maurice will parody Top Gun. So, there we go.
Sounds good. I agree with all those. Sounds pretty good.
I like the parodies from 05. Those are fun.
Yeah. I think they should go all out and do more. Why are they just stopping at only, 5? That's 5, right?
Probably it's budget. I would have liked, because they gotta like be on sets and the costumes, and
they can shoot that shit at the Performance Center. Got all those green screens and shit at the Performance Center.
Yeah. Then that's gonna look like a fucking Marvel movie, which I know Drew, you love Marvel movies, but fuck, man, like everything looks like a fucking green screen. Like yeah. Anyway, I don't need to see that. I need to see on-set locations. I need to see some real shit. I don't want to see no shit that I'm like, yeah, like even like look at like some of the, I'm just going off on a tangent here now. Even like look at some of like which one was it? It was the actually both of them. In Game, and the one before that, I forget the name of the title. Like,
Infinity
great
War.
movies. Great movies. I love the movies, but it's just like even like in 5 years from now, I was like, oh my god, this looks like shit.
Come on, Justin. Why are we doing this, Justin?
Just saying, man. Movies look like shit.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways.
Layla Gray is so fucking hot. God damn, man.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this once.
Jesus.
If I ever see her, I'm trying it, and I'm gonna lose all my semen in my body.
So much semen.
I'm gonna look like the alien from fucking Independence Day, the one that's dying.
Man. Yeah, she's ridiculous. God damn, man.
She went to a middle school today. Like, if I was in middle school, man, I'd be like, yo, you brought this fine ass bitch here. What the fuck?
Exactly. Well, Layla Gray is fuckalicious, man. God damn. Man.
Speaking of fuckalicious,
Her and Gigi Breno from NXT. Like,
oh
fuck.
yeah.
Like,
that girl is ridiculous, man.
She's not real. She's not a real person. She can't be a real person.
She can't be. They got all those fine ass women down in NXT right now, man.
Oh, like, I don't care what a lot of people are saying. Oh, NXT right now is not the same. You know, they're not in its prime anymore. No, they're in their prime. Trust me, they're definitely in their prime right now.
I'm enjoying NXT more now than I did in its later years of Black and Gold. It's more fun. It's more fun to me. I don't know. I don't know. I guess because I grew up on FCW. I went to a lot of the shows. I've seen a lot of the guys struggle to get better and stuff like that. So I'm kind of used to all this, what people are seeing now. But NXT now, to me, is just really fucking fun, bro. I'm having fun with it. It's actually refreshing doing reviews on NXT and reviewing the pay-per-views and talking about it again. Honestly.
Speaking of NXT, I guess since we're already talking about NXT, you all saw Braun getting booed out of the building last night.
Yeah, like from 5 fans.
Yeah, from the PC Full Sail.
They need to get the fuck out of there, man.
Yeah, I don't hold much.
I've been saying that for years. They need to take that show on the road like weekly. Like they need to have that show in like smaller arenas, like they've been doing, you know, with what they did with the most recent pay-per-view at Charlotte.
I don't know if they can afford it.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, they can't afford it because NXT, even when NXT at the highest of levels, they like not too many people know this or remember this, but NXT ever since Triple H made it into a brand, it's been running at the negative. Every single year, it's never made any money.
Yeah, they were losing money.
Well,
I realize that.
Although I agree 100%. It needs to go on the road. Like, I agree 100%.
Well, here's what Kyle's saying. This is what I've been saying for a while. Is like tape multiple weeks at smaller arenas.
I mean, they
could do that, but again, they're gonna have to change it because again, they may need to change the contracts, things of that nature, because they don't pay them for travel. They don't pay them for. It's different from my actual WWE contract. Like the top guys in NXT, they get a little bit more money. So like your Carmelos, your Braun Breakers, your Toxic Attractions, they get more money than people like the Tiffany Strattons, the Sol Rukas. You know what I mean? Like those guys are probably making maybe $30,000 a year at this point, if that. You know, so.
It's a lot of things that have to go down and change in order for that.
It's not as easy. It's not as easy as because I'm pretty sure they thought about it, but it's not as easy as it, as it seems. Because I'm more sure that they do want to go on the road. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Because obviously they did it, you know, back in like 2017, 2018. Like, they'll do NXT events on the road. And even have some NXT shows. Like, because I remember, I think it was like 2017, 2018, they filmed an NXT show here in San Antonio.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? So I'm more sure that they could do that. But again, it's, you know, it's WWE and, you know, it's budget. It's more than what we, like, that we don't know. You know what I mean? We're just fans outside looking in. We can make suggestions, right? I'm more than sure that those suggestions would have been brought up thousands of times and they consider it, but just right now, it's probably just they're just probably just too incapable of doing it.
Did you go to the whenever NXT did house shows in San Antonio at the Aztec Center? Did you go?
I did one of them. I obviously I went to the takeover San Antonio.
Me too.
That was here, yeah. So that was a fun show. It wasn't, you know, looking at it, if I had to be honest with myself, even when I was watching it there live, I was, you know, because you know, I'm the guy that's honest about shit for the most part.
Right.
It wasn't that great in comparison to some of the other ones, but I will definitely take that show back over what we have today. So,
right.
But anyway.
Yeah, Braun. Yeah, I guess to kind of go back to Braun is just
Braun Breaker.
He's been very in my opinion. I like Braun. He's good. He's getting better in the ring. I mean, it helps that they're giving him better opponents, but with his character, it's kind of like Bianca Belair, where it's just like they're very talented. I like them both, and they're over, but they need to do something with their character. I mean, whether it's be a heel. I mean, they're not going to make Bianca a heel. That's for damn sure. But it's just for Braun, it's like he needs a character tweak. Because he just seems very one note, as far as
I agree. I think what it is that his character. I won't say he's perfect or anything like that, or he's perceived to be perfect. He's definitely not that. But like he's been like a killer, and he really hasn't really had too much. How should I say? A lot of believable aversion per se. So, like, obviously, the thing with, like, Grayson Waller and Joe Gacy with his dad and all that shit, like, you know, he did have some aversion there, but, like, it wasn't believable. It wasn't like, oh, shit, like, Joe Gacy's gonna win the NXT title. Oh, shit, Von Kali's gonna win the title, which I'm very sad about. You know, now that guy should be the longest reigning champion of all time, period. But,
Jesus Christ.
But come Tuesday.
Yeah, but anyway, I think that's probably one of the issues with them.
Yeah, I mean, just
another thing is that Shawn Michaels is falling into the same trap as Triple H. These long ass boring title reigns, bro. He's had great matches, but what is it? Knot them all up, now knock them all down. Hoo. It's boring. That's boring. It's the same formula that. Like Drew said, he's doing the same thing with Bianca Belair right now. It's boring. There's nothing there. There's no extra sauce on the fucking meat and the bone there.
I mean, fuck Bianca on Monday. That's some extra sauce on that meat. Oof.
Well, she had she was carrying a goddamn bakery the other day. I mean, that's neither here nor there. But Braun Breaker needs a character tweak. They need to maybe take the belt off him. See, myself personally, I wouldn't have had that belt for that damn long. He's had it for almost a year. I would have split it up. He's a babyface. Yeah, he's supposed to be dominant, but these long-ass, boring title reigns don't do nobody any good. Not everybody needs to be champion for a long time. Roman Reigns can kind of get away with it a little bit, especially within the last, 8 or 9 months. You know, the things surrounding him and the whole story. He's got multiple players around him to help make it entertaining to the point where it can be stretched out. Braun Breaker doesn't have that luxury. He doesn't have people to play off of to make his championship run interesting. And in fact, it's quite the opposite because people are just counting down until Carmelo Hayes gets in his face and beats him for the belt. That's the last thing you want for a big babyface champion.
With the exception of Carmelo, because obviously, like, we've been talking about him for a while, possibly be one of the guys to win the championship. Who would you have Braun drop the belt to? If not Carmelo. I mean, obviously Carmelo, that's the main one, but like outside of him.
Maybe Dragon Lee?
But he's not there yet. I mentioned that too. He's not there yet. So even at that, so you said Dragon Lee, even at that, we knew that he was coming in to WWE at the minimum January, but this month he's supposed to be coming in.
Right. Yeah, I think
right. So that means to me Braun Breaker will still would have had a long title reign regardless.
All right. So on the roster that we know of for sure, I would have had JD McDonough cheat to beat him. Because at least McDonough has got some layers to him as a character.
I love
give him credit. Huh?
I love him. I love JD McDonough, Jordan Devlin. I love him. Been watching him since, the first UK tournament. I don't think that he would. I think it would have been worse with him as champion.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he ain't got to have it that long. My point is, like, the Attitude Era was really, really successful. Why? Because you never knew who had the damn belt, right? Like, and
that's true, but sometimes that made it kind of, even if we go back, Attitude Era, this Attitude Era, that I lived during Attitude Era, is probably it was the greatest time to be a wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back at some of that stuff, like go back and look at some of those title reigns. Look at The Rock and Mick Foley. How many times they swapped the titles in like a span of like 2 or 3 months. It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous, but it was fun though because you didn't know what was gonna happen.
But it was good for that time. You can't do that today.
I'm gonna use a quote. I'm gonna use a quote from Vince Russo, and this is probably gonna be the end of me. Vince Russo said that wrestling titles are props. They're not as important as people think they are, and he's kind of right because, like you guys just said, the Attitude Era is just like that whole feud with The Rock and Mankind. Mankind was a champion at one point. Then The Rock. Then Mankind. Then The Rock. Then Triple H. Then... Or actually, let me leave Triple H for a different conversation. You had Steve Austin. You had The Undertaker. And it's just like... Nobody had a lengthy title reign. Steve Austin, people will say he's the greatest WWE champion of all time. But did he have a long title reign? No. Like, at best, he was maybe champion for maybe 4 months. When it started to lose its luster was when you had these lengthy title reigns with Triple H. And I'm a Triple H supporter. I've always been a Triple H supporter, but it's just like Triple H was the champion for 8-9 months, coming out and opening Raw, giving these 20-minute promos, talking about I've beaten everybody, and I've beaten Austin, and I've beaten Rock, and I've beaten Goldberg.
Stone Cold's longest title reign was 175 days.
See, there you go. And it's just, these lengthy title reigns, they worked in territories, but it's just, the Attitude Era proved successful because, people cared about the characters. They cared about Steve Austin. They cared about The Undertaker. They cared about D-Generation X, the New Age Outlaws. That shit was over. Val Venus was over. And Val Venus wasn't known for his technical wrestling prowess. He was known because he had a character that people thought was, fucking cool and funny. And nowadays, just like, Roman's probably the only one who can get away with it because, like RJ said, he has people to play off of. He has, the Usos. He has Jay. He has, he had Sammy. He has Paul. That's what makes it so interesting. And it works, but, we don't need these lengthy title reigns with the world titles. Let me be clear. Like me and RJ and Monty were talking about it. I don't know if it was me or somebody else that said it, but the lengthy title reigns work with the undercard titles. They work with the Intercontinental title. They work with the U.S. title. Maybe the tag titles. I don't know. But on NXT, Braun, there are times where he should have lost the title already. Like when he was shooting with Tyler Bate, I'm like, it would make sense to put the title on Tyler Bate and just put Braun on the main roster. Oh.
Yeah, and Braun. Actually, that's another one too. I think Tyler Bate probably should have won the title, but I think he had visa issues. I think that was probably the reason why. One of the reasons why. Like him and Dragunov. That's why Dragunov just came back.
Right.
As well. So.
Right. So it's just. Yeah, I mean, Braun just needs a character fix. I think it can be easily fixed. Just give him an edge. Give him an edge. Like you don't necessarily have to turn him heel, but just give him an edge. Like make him make him more vicious. This is kind of like, segues into another news article that I had on another guy that we like, Karrion Kross, who was on a radio station in New York, and he talked about currently his position in the company. He said, "This is probably unhealthy, and I shouldn't say it, but I'm just going to say it. I actually get really pissed because it's not enough. It's not enough. I haven't reached my full potential yet, and people haven't seen my best work yet. I know what I can do, and at this level, you need to be afforded certain types of opportunities, which is difficult with a big roster and only 2 hours of programming, correct? And I know that once I am afforded that particular shot, because I've been afforded a lot, let's not get it twisted, once I am afforded that particular shot to demonstrate what I can really do, what I've done where people on a major scale haven't seen it, people are going to be blown away. And I'm going to fight for that. I'm going to fight for that every single week to get closer and closer to that shot. And I'm being straight with you. I'm being very real." I mean, he's right. I mean, what have we? I mean, I know what I've said about Kross. I mean, we've all kind of agreed with Kross. It's just like something's missing. Like, this guy has the tools to be a champion, a main eventer, but when he came,
he's not being vicious enough, Drew. I think.
Yes,
talked about it.
Yes. Like, he needs to be more vicious, because it's just like, why should I be scared of this guy? Especially now, because it's just he goes out there and works very slow and methodical, and he doesn't do anything that makes me go, I'm not going to fuck with that guy. Like,
Kross has got to really. I think what Kross has got to do is he's got to look back to what he did in Impact. That's one thing I'll give Impact credit for. They build Killer Kross up nicely. They fumbled it after a while. They definitely did fumble it. Excuse me. They fumbled it after a while, but I mean, they built him up pretty damn nicely. And what I would do is I would just have him take dudes out, man. Have him choke guys out. Put over the fucking what's the name of his fucking
jacket?
Yeah, the cross jacket. Put that over. Put the cross hammer over. Like, make his shit look vicious. Have him beat up guys backstage. Come on, man. Like, they're totally missing up a boat right now, man. It's not enough just by sending him out there and trying to have matches with everybody, man. He's got to do something to make the people fear this fucking guy. How did he debut in NXT? By snatching up Tommaso Ciampa out of nowhere and beating his fucking ass. Granted, off camera, but I'm just saying he needs to do shit like that.
Right.
That's not enough. It's not enough.
It's because, like, I remember our friend Kevin Castle, who's actually pretty good friends with Kross. He retweeted a video that Kross put up on Twitter, where it's showing Kross beating up Rey Mysterio in front of Rey's wife, and even Kevin kind of alluded to that. He wants to see more of this Kross. He wants to see Kross be a lot more vicious. Granted, with Kevin is personal friends with Kross, so he has to choose his words a little bit carefully, so he doesn't sound like he's criticizing. No, let me finish. And I even commented on his post where I'm like, I want to see Kross. I didn't say anything that was overly negative or overly critical. I just said I want to see this Kross. I want to see Kross be more vicious, and I want to see him bald. Those are my two things I want to see from Kross.
Is it bald? Yeah. And I don't think Kevin was saying that to be malicious, because Kevin
I know
what's best for him. Just like we all want what's best for him. Like, I want him to get over. I want this second chance to be successful. I don't want this to be bad.
Right.
Like, I want him to be the best Karrion Kross, the best Kevin, the best Killer Kross he can possibly be. And right now, whether it's The Office, him, whatever the case may be, we're not seeing it right now. But I saw that video, and I do want to see more of that. I want to see more of that.
Yeah, it's just, it'd be interesting if it just becomes a thing of Kross being like, all right, everyone's talking shit. All right, I'm going to prove to everyone how vicious I am, and just like randomly start beating the fuck out of everyone backstage. I mean, I'm not saying just go to the locker room and just start like killing everybody, but just like start taking out dudes in the back to show how frustrated you are with management, to the point where
you know what? He should do that. And
like the Hall of Pain.
They should make that a storyline arc.
Like
to WrestleMania. Here's what you could do, Drew.
Yeah.
You could do a thing where Kross doesn't have a match at WrestleMania. He's pissed off. He can't get a hold of management. He can't get a hold of Triple H. This, that, and the other. He starts beating up guys left and right. you like you said, you brought up the Hall of Fame. You can even do something at the Hall of Fame.
I said Hall of Pain, like with Mark Henry.
Oh! I thought you said something about the Hall of Fame. But hell, you could do something at the Hall of Fame. If I could have him crash the Hall of Fame, have him cut a promo in the middle of somebody getting inducted or something like that. Get some attention on this fucking guy.
That would be cool.
Snap somebody's neck or something, and then maybe you can have Triple H. All right, we'll talk, and then they can have some type of update. Karrion Kross has a match at WrestleMania, something like that. But that ain't enough for him, and he still continues to go on a rampage.
That'd be cool. Like, just have somebody be inducted, and just Kross comes out, and he's just like, congratulations, sir. I bet you're happy you're getting all this attention, aren't you? Let me ask you a question. Did you ever match at WrestleMania? Like, just speak to whoever, and it's just like, why don't? So why the hell do you deserve all this time and not me? And then just, like, scare him off the stage, and he just, like, takes the show hostage. And that's when, Triple H, cuts his mic and, just kind of takes him off stage, like, let's talk in the back. Like, do something like... That'd be cool. That'd be a good idea. I like how that was an accidental idea. But,
I know, right?
But that'd be cool. But I mean, again, we like Kross around here. We want to be successful, but we're just being honest. Right. We're just being honest. Like, we can still like somebody and still criticize them. We can say this isn't working.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Would you want us to lie and say, "Oh yeah, Kross, you're doing a great job, dude"? Like, nah, we want to see more because we know you're capable of doing more. And like I said, whether it's The Office or it's him, whatever the case may be, we just want to see more because we know you can do it, and we want what's best for you, dog. But that's it. No hate, nothing but love. And if we didn't love you, if we didn't like you, we didn't care about your career, we'll tell you you're doing great. Well, yeah, he can do no harm. He can do no wrong. Go ahead and do what you got to do, man. Like, no, but we just want to see more. That's it.
Exactly. We want to see the best Kross. We want Kross to be the guy that we know he is. Just like we want every other talent that we're fans of to be the talent that we know they are. A few more news things, and we'll get into the Elimination Chamber. Jeff Hardy and Tammy Sitch's court hearings. There's updates on them. PW Insider is reporting that Hardy, as of now, is still scheduled for a pretrial hearing on February 23rd. It was noted that court records have indicated Hardy's defense and prosecution were trying to come to a plea agreement for Hardy, though nothing has been made official at this time. It's unclear if the deal would have allowed Hardy to avoid jail time, as he faces up to 5 years imprisonment should he be convicted of a third DUI in 10 years as a felony offense. As for Sitch, her pretrial hearing has been delayed again at the request of her representation. The hearing will now take place instead of on March 23rd, taking Sitch's whole situation close to the 1 year mark. The delay appears to be in regard to the status of several witnesses in Sitch's upcoming trial who are still scheduled to ongoing deposition. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that.
Locker room, throw away the key. Jeff Hardy, stay home, stay retired.
Yeah, I don't really have a comment on neither of those. I mean,
Matt Hardy, join your brother. Go. Those bad hips. God, Jesus Christ. He makes my hips hurt. I see Matt Hardy's driving down to the ring. He looks like he's hurting.
Jesus Christ.
When he hit the ropes, don't. Oh man, it looks bad. Man, Hardy, go ahead. Go home. Hardy boys, retire. It's over. And I saw that tweet about Bubba Ray Dudley threatening us with another Team 3D reunion. Oh, give it up, Bubba.
Oh God.
Jesus.
No more old guys. I don't know if you heard this. I don't know if you heard this, RJ. I don't want to see any more old guys in the ring. No more old guys. Come in, make appearances, sign autographs, take pictures. I don't want to see any more old guys in the ring. No more.
No more old guys, no more fat guys. I don't want to see anybody have a heart attack in the ring, all right?
None of that shit. The wrestling business needs to be a young man's game. No more old guys.
Exactly. Bubba Ray Dudley fighting Tyrus for the NWA title, and people think this is great. Huh? Excuse me? Forget about it.
Are you serious?
I bet you a lot of people didn't know that until you mentioned that just now.
Hey, chat, did you guys know that Tyrus and Bubba Ray Dudley gonna have a title match?
Oh God.
Hey, Kyle, doesn't that sound fun? You want to go get tickets? Huh?
You want to go get tickets?
You want to go?
Kyle, no. Oh,
Kyle,
God.
let's go see Tyrus shift his fat ass around the ring. Good Lord, he is terrible. Who made that call? Whose dick is he sucking? Seriously. He's the world champion? He's the world champion?
Apparently Billy Corgan.
Dude, he's the best of a bad situation? Are you fucking kidding me? You got Tom Latimer on your roster?
So, you know who looks more like a champion that could be the NWA world champion that's actually in NWA right now that holds the title? Tom Latimer. Or Tom Latimer.
Yeah.
That guy looks great.
You got Bram on your roster. He's not the world champion. That would be my fucking world champion.
That guy looks great.
But no, it's Tyrus, the Funkasaurus. That's your world champion right there.
He looks every bit of funky too. Good Lord, he's built like somebody's baby mammy, bruh.
The Chunkasaurus.
And by the way, did y'all see Alex Riley? Just that was terrible.
Hey,
what happened?
Say it to his face, okay?
My man did the dive like Montez Ford does when he dives over the
yeah, that was
and he hit his fucking face. He said, "What back?" I said, "Oh shit!" And he looked out of shape too. He looked like somebody's dad trying to work out or something. Somebody's dad going on a grocery run. It was terrible. It was bad. Billy Corgan, Nick Aldis was not lying. The direction of NWA is terrible. It's bad.
I just pulled up a picture of Alex Riley in NWA. Ooh.
He looks like somebody's dad, don't he, Drew?
He looks like a middle school PE coach.
I mean, to be fair, was the last time we seen him in fucking 2011?
It's still bad, Justin.
I get it. I get it, but I wasn't expecting much. You know what I mean? Well, so I was like, oh, okay, Alex Riley, that's cool. Then I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this guy since fucking 2011. Yeah, he has to be in his 40s now.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, you guys like we're in high school or middle school where you had that one coach who was yelling at you on how to shoot better. It's like, motherfucker, how's about you put down the sandwich?
That's Alex Riley.
Come on, RJ! I know you can run harder than that! It's like, dude, you haven't even ran a mile in 6 years.
Last time I seen Alex Riley was probably in NXT in 2015 or 2016.
Oh, God. NWA.
He had that little run with Kevin Owens there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last bit of news. It's not really news. It's just Conan made the news by criticizing Takashita over doing a frog splash, and I don't have the exact tweet right here, but then he kind of, I guess, apologized, but not really, where he said the thing was a joke. I'm really going to get mad over him doing a frog splash. Everyone does it. If you actually believe it was hot, joke's on you.
Wait, who's Conan talking about?
Takeshita.
Takeshita. Okay, got it.
Because he did a frog splash and he criticized him. He said, "Oh, it's a Mexican thing. You shouldn't do it. Stick to your own nationality." Or it's like, what?
Yeah, that was a bad call by Conan. I don't know why the fuck he said that. It made zero sense.
He said he was kidding, but I don't believe that.
Yeah, so. I don't buy that either.
It's like either you suck at telling jokes or you're an asshole.
Right.
I'm going to go with you're an asshole.
Man, so. Conan's known to be a little bit of a dick.
A little?
but you know what he said? So he said it was a Mexican thing, right?
Right.
He's Cuban.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying, what the fuck? You're not even a Mexican, dude.
He's Cuban, and he's, played his whole career doing, the Chicano, old school Mexican thing, wearing plaid shirts and, the hats and glasses. It's like, yeah, dude.
And he's always waving a Mexican flag, even when he was in LAX. If he didn't know any better, you would have thought this guy was from Tijuana, Mexico, for real.
But anyways, that's the news. Let's get to Elimination Chamber predictions. Elimination Chamber will be this Saturday, February the 18th, from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, in the Bell Center, and that's damn near sold out. So far, there are 5 matches announced. Let's start with Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar in a singles match.
I'll say this. Mm-hmm. I think that this match here, like, to me, I don't care who wins or loses this match. I think this match is probably gonna go into WrestleMania, and you know it'll be the best match. And I don't want to. This is the 3rd match we've seen already. I don't care to see these guys again. You know, the only way, there's only one way for me to care about a match for them to have at WrestleMania. You want to know what that is?
What?
Have these guys have a fucking MMA in an MMA cage spar. Or maybe make it legit. Fuck it. I don't care. That's the only way that I would care if they have another match. I don't see this match ending cleanly. I see this match going to WrestleMania. If this just ends up being like a cage match or a Hell in a Cell, I'm not going to care. Just make it a fucking MMA cage match. Like just an MMA match with MMA rules. Fuck it.
That would be pretty interesting. I didn't even think about that. And we have had one of those, like, what do you call it? What is it, Lion's Den match? Oh, no, we did have a Lion's Den match. It was at Extreme Rules. But, like, fuck, do that for fucking Mania, for fucking Brock and Bobby Lashley, and bring in a better special guest referee and not pudgy 90s dad Daniel Cormier. Jesus.
He's built like Spice Mammy, too.
But, yeah, I'm kind of hoping this match just ends in, like, a double DQ or just, like, a no contest, because, like, this match needs to be at Mania.
You have a low expectations for this match, so, like, if you have low expectations for stuff like this, like, if they actually do better than what you expected, then it'll be a pleasant surprise. I really have low expectations for this match. Because I already know it's going to end fucked. So why would I get invested into it that much?
Yeah, just have... go ahead, Archer.
Yeah, I agree with Justin. I think that I don't think this match is going to have a definitive finish. I do believe it is going to be milked to Mania. I think this does need to be. I agree with Justin as well. I think this needs to be in some type of MMA hybrid type fight or something like that to really finish it off. And I think you do that at Mania. You don't do that at the Elimination Chamber. I can actually see, like, maybe the Hurt Business getting involved in this and maybe causing a no contest or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was another one I was going to bring up too as well, the Hurt Business, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely been teasing that. They've been very, not so subtle about them wanting to reform the Hurt Business, and I'm all for that because it's just, during that Schleck, of, Monday Night Raw when it was at the Thunderdome, like, what was the best part of it? It was the Hurt Business. That was the best part of Monday Night Raw. And then as soon as Bobby Lashley became champion, they broke up the Hurt Business for literally no reason. It's like...
No reason at all.
Yeah, break up the one thing that's over. Break up the one thing that people like about your show. So
And Justin, I don't know about you, but it was actually nice to see 4 brothers whooping ass for a change instead of getting their asses.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That was pretty fucking cool, man.
That was great, but the white man holding us down again.
Yeah,
we can't have this happen.
Yeah, I agree. But I agree. The white man sucks. White man. Moving on to the next match. We got a mixed tag match. Edge and Beth Phoenix versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley.
Well, go ahead, Justin.
No, I was going to say, I really don't have, like, a full indication who's going to win this match. I want to say Edge and Beth Phoenix. However, so this is my line of thinking. If Edge and Beth Phoenix win, right, that means this feud is possibly over, right? Mm-hmm. What motivation will Edge have to face off against Finn Balor at WrestleMania, because the rumor is WrestleMania match in the Hell in a Cell, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the rumor right there. Now, unless if Edge and Beth Phoenix wins and Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley get the heat back by attacking, attacking Edge afterwards, Rhea Ripley's not taking the pin. She's not gonna take a pin when she's going to be faced off against Charlotte, right?
Absolutely not.
So let's eliminate that. She's not taking the pin, right? So Beth Phoenix and Rhea Ripley, that may be still up in the air on revenge there. Now my question is that if Edge wins and there's no and the Judgment Day doesn't get their heat back, what does this mean for Edge? What does it mean for Finn Balor for WrestleMania? There's several ideas I have out there. There's several ideas I have out there. One being that we don't see Judgment Day wrestle at WrestleMania. We don't see Finn Balor wrestle. We don't see Damian Priest wrestle. However, we do see them involved with Dominic and Rey Mysterio being ringside for Dominic versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. And on Rey Mysterio's side, you have Legado del Fantasma. Because if you saw the promo that happened with Santos and Rey Mysterio exchanging masks, it seems to be unofficially as of yet, but it seems to be a babyface turn for Santos. And what better way for Santos to get him? Because as of right now, the fans obviously know of him, right? But they're not fully invested in him. How to get fully invested into Santos for the casual audience by being at Rey Mysterio's corner at WrestleMania to help take out Judgment Day and help Rey Mysterio beat Dominic. That will help. I think that's one venture that no one's talking about, that no one's brought up, that no one's connected the dots with. I think that's something that we should see. Meaning that if that happens, to me, that means that Edge and Beth Phoenix will have to win this match, and no shenanigans afterwards. But that'll just lead me to this question: what does Edge do at WrestleMania then? Because you know what I mean. So there's a lot of questions to be answered. So if my official prediction, I think Edge and Beth Phoenix is gonna win, but I think there's gonna be shenanigans afterwards to where that there's heat that comes back, or what could be done too as well. They can still do the Legado del Fantasma and Judgment Day at ringside, where night one, Finn Balor's out there, right? He's out there night one, gets into a scrap right, but not until the actual match. And night two, he can have that Hell in a Cell match, too. So maybe both could happen. But, that's my official prediction, and I think, kind of look out for that in the next few weeks to see if that develops with a Legado being at Rey Mysterio's corner and, obviously, Judgment Day being in Dominic's corner.
And you know what? There might be something to that as well. I did see that segment, and I liked that segment too. It should have been on television. It was really good and really heartwarming. But you might be on to something there, man. And look, hey, the Judgment Day got a feud with somebody else at the Mania, right? That could be something there. Could definitely be something there. Especially if Rhea wins the title and she goes to SmackDown. I'd like to think Judgment Day's going with her. So, that could be definitely something to look forward to in the future. I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to go with Judgment Day on this because I think they got to keep Rhea strong. I think a way you do that is by having her yoke up Big Mama Beth and hit her with the riptide and have her look good. And none of the dudes are really affected by the outcome of the match because, hey, Edge or Finn don't have to eat the pin, and they can maybe brawl into the crowd or some shit like that. Some other shenanigans happens. Maybe Dominic hands Rhea a chain or something. She pops Beth Phoenix or something, slimy like that, and she gets her up for the riptide, hits her with it. 1, 2, 3. We out of there. Edge and Finn are still going at it. So it's like, okay, what are we going to do now to really, really have these guys blow off this issue that they have in Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania. But, that's my official prediction. I think Judgment Day takes it.
I'm going with Judgment Day. At this point, Edge doesn't need to win. Like, Edge can lose 10 matches in a row and he'll be fine. He's Edge.
Yeah, he's Edge.
You know, like you said, you know, Edge and Finn don't need to take a pin. The whole point of this is just to keep Rhea hot, and you know, Rhea needs to finish off Beth. You know, put her in that riptide and then stay hot going into Mania, which more than likely she's going to beat Charlotte. You know, because the whole point is, you know, Rhea is still thinking about Charlotte beating her when she was, you know, pretty much a newbie on the main roster. And now she's, you know, white hot. So you want to keep that, you know, that streak going. What you do with Edge going into Mania, I don't know. I mean, maybe continue the feud with, you know, Judgment Day. And I say that mainly because Judgment Day literally started last year at Mania, which is weird to think about because it feels like Judgment Day's been going on for a long time. So, I mean, that can be the storyline is like, you know, Edge can be like, you know, last year WrestleMania, I started Judgment Day. And now we're heading into WrestleMania this year, and now I need to end it. I need to kill what I created. With a lethal dose of poison. I'm like, but just, you know, Edge and Finn. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm about to say, which I hope they don't, because I actually dig Judgment Day.
Well, no, I'm not saying he's gonna do that. I'm just saying like that can be Edge's mindset is I need to kill what I created, and you know, Finn, you've made this personal, so you can't run away. You can't, you know, count on your boys to defend you. So it's gonna be me and you inside Hell in a Cell. Like simple storytelling, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with Edge and Finn at Mania and Hell in a Cell. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So next match, you have well, it's not the next match. It's just an order on this list. Elimination Chamber men's for the WWE United States Championship. Austin Theory, the champion, versus Seth Rollins versus Johnny Gargano versus Bronson Reed versus Damian Priest versus Montez Ford.
So this match here, I kind of already talked about it last couple weeks that we were talking about, and I'm on. So Seth Rollins, we talked about because Logan Paul. I've been advocating for a mid-card title match at WrestleMania for him to win a mid-card title. Obviously, Seth Rollins and Logan Paul is happening. Question is it going to be for the United States Championship? I'm going to backtrack and say no. I think that match doesn't need to involve a title, even though I was more looking for like Logan Paul to be going up against maybe like a Johnny Gargano or a Bronson Reed or a Damian Priest, someone like of that caliber there for the United States Championship. But Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul doesn't need to involve a title for that match to you know do well. Austin Theory, obviously him and John Cena, that's possibly what we're looking at for Mania if everything goes well with that. Same thing. I don't think that match needs a title. I just don't think it does. Because obviously that's going to be a foregone conclusion that, that Austin Theory's winning. At least without the title, like, it's going to be, okay, I still think Austin Theory will probably still beat Cena. Because obviously the comparisons between Austin Theory is like the new Cena, like body shape wise and all that stuff, height wise, the look and all that stuff.
The haircut.
Yeah, all that, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think that needs to involve a title. I just don't.
Me neither.
So I'm leaning towards Johnny Gargano or Bronson Reed on this one.
Oh,
God. And honestly, and I said this before and I'll say it again, we don't know Tommaso Ciampa's status right now. If I'm WWE, if Tommaso Ciampa's ready to go by Mania, I'll put the title on Johnny Gargano and have a feud with Ciampa and Gargano going into WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Depending on Ciampa's condition. But even at that, I think Gargano deserves a shot to be a mid-card champion. So far, his return hasn't been the greatest. Kind of like the Karrion Crosses, kind of like, the Dexter Lumises, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. I think you put the title on him and just have him go out there and just wrestle. Because he's been having good matches, but just having him actually go out there, wrestle, and find him an admirable opponent for WrestleMania, that'll be great. Julio Who you're going against is kind of well. So go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'll give Johnny his credit. Ever since he's come back, he's been trying to really have some stock in the entertainment aspect of WWE, like doing the backstage skits and cutting more promos and stuff like that. So I'll give Johnny his credit on that. But yeah, go ahead and continue. I just wanted.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that the only thing I don't know is if it's not going to be Ciampa. I'm not too sure who he'll face off against at WrestleMania because I don't want to see the fucking Miz. Like who want to see
God.
That? Like or it could be Triple H can really just, and I mean not going all in, but like putting some chips on the table. You can do Gargano versus Bronson Reed.
You could
do that. You can do that, and obviously the match. I think the match will be fantastic. I think it'll be great. There's gonna be enough smart fans there to appreciate it too as well for it to be over.
Right.
I think that could be a angle that they could do as well for sure. But I'm gonna go with Gargano on this one.
Okay. The beautiful thing about this match is that you really don't know for sure who's going to win this thing. Like people think it's a foregone conclusion that Theory's going to win it, but we don't know. I can tell you who's not winning this matchup: Seth Rollins. He's for damn sure not winning this damn.
Nope.
Because like you said, he's feuding with Logan Paul. That's well apparent by now, if you didn't know. But everybody else, and Theory and Cena. There's been rumors that they was taping promos between the two when Cena made his little visit before the new year. So that seems to be in the can too. But that leaves the rest of the guys. Montez Ford. What do you do with Montez Ford? Do you put the U.S. Championship on Montez Ford and have Angelo Dawkins looking at him sideways? Could be an option.
That could be an option.
Let me interject real quick. I don't mean to talk over anyone, but with Montez is very much the odd man out, and I say that in a I guess more complimentary way because the Street Profits are over. Like we've all talked about Montez being the guy, and then Dawkins just kind of comes in. He's like, I'm here too, and he he cuts the weight, and he's like had really good fucking matches. Like last week on Raw, he had a really good match with Priest, and.
Great big man match.
And this is just my opinion, because I know the first time I saw the lineup for this match, I'm like, okay, this is just, for Theory to get over, and I'm fine with that. But then just you guys get me thinking of just like, well, he's more than likely going to wrestle Cena if, everything works out the way it should. And that match doesn't need to be for a title. That's just a match for Theory to get over and be the next guy. So who else do you put the title on? Because I really don't want to see Gargano be a champion. I honestly don't. I'm kind of done with Gargano. Reed, I like. I think you really should push Reed as just the guy who just goes in there and kills motherfuckers. Yes. So do something.
That's Tsunami's getting over.
Right, and then do that with Reed. Priest, I love. I think Priest, has really found himself in the Judgment Day because he's really proven that he has a personality. He could not only have good matches, but he, has a personality. He can be funny. He can be a smart ass. He can be a wise ass.
Swagger's on par right now too.
Right, and then Rollins. Right, Rollins at this point, his mindset is like, I'm thinking about Logan Paul, but I'm not going to pay any attention to him. But maybe that ends up costing him the match. I'm not saying Logan Paul gets involved in the match. I'm just saying, like, his mindset is like, Logan Paul fucked me over, and I can't get over it. I need to get after Logan Paul. Let me look back at the other opponents in the ring, and then you have Montez Ford, who's like been on a hot streak as of late. He is proving that he can be a future player in this company. So my suggestion is, I want Priest to win. And then you have Priest and Montez Ford at Mania for the U.S. title, and that could be a possible show stealer, and that's how you interject, Dawkins into this feud. Is like Dawkins is happy, but he's also kind of like, that should be me. Like, that should have been me. I should have been in that match, and I should have won. Like you took my spot. It's like with Dolph when Dolph was doing the whole that should have been me. Like Dawkins can do the whole I'm supposed to be the successful one, bruh. I look like a beast. I can run through people. You can do frog splashes. You ain't shit. Like just do something like that. I'm not saying you ain't shit, but you ain't nothing. Look at me. I'm a star. Everyone's saying Montez is the star. I should be the star, man. I'm working my ass off. I lost the weight, putting the work, but I still ain't getting no respect. Like do something like that.
Do you have him cut a promo like Mr. T?
well, maybe not Mr. T, but
I pity you, fool.
Montez Ford ain't shit.
He's got the hot ass wife. He's got the success. He's got the accolades. What do I got? Nothing.
You got a reality TV show.
I'm all about me. I'm all about my business.
Right bitch on my arm.
So that's how you get Angelo Dawkins over is you make him into Mr. T. There you go.
The one thing I will argue about the Street Profits, like, I'm really tired of tropes of heel turns and tag teams breaking up. Like, how come Montez can't just win the title and just Angelo just being happy for him, for his friend? Yeah,
I know, Justin. I wish it would be different, but the body language of the Street Profits when they've been losing as of late, like it just tells the story that that's the route that they're going in. Yeah. But I would rather them not break up.
I get it. I see it coming. It's just that, like, at the same time, like, golly, it's like with the New Day, right? Like, you never once thought that Kofi or Xavier was going to turn on Big E. Or that Big E and Xavier was going to turn on Kofi. Like, you never once thought that. Like, how come in wrestling it just has to be that? Like, you want to know what one tag team broke up in the past? Like, it was like maybe in the past 5 years. Well, it's been longer than that now, but maybe in the past, we'll just say 10 years. In the past 10 years, that made sense. It was Ryback and Kurt Axel. Rybaxel. If you've never seen that, go watch when they broke up. It was on Superstars, but I really thoroughly enjoy that because it's like, Kurt Axel was like, oh man, he's like, oh, so this is just the end of us, right? And Ryback, who was a heel at the time, because he recently turned heel for like the 20th time. He was basically like, yeah, man, I'm just, on the bigger, better things, man. I want to be a singles guy again. I want to try to go after the world championship. And Kurt Axel's like, you know what? I totally understand. Kurt Axel went on to be a babyface. Ryback, went on to be like a despicable heel, but like it didn't have to involve like, It didn't have to involve like, oh, my tag team partner's turned his back on me and he attacked me from behind. Like it just like. I'm just tired of those tropes in wrestling. Like they can be a little bit more they can be a little bit more creative when it comes to stuff like that.
I mean, it's just one of those things that just it depends on the team because like New Day, I don't think we'll ever turn heel on each other because they've made it very clear we're not going to turn on each other. Whereas you look at the Street Profits and it's like you had two guys that are equally as talented because the focus was on Montez for the longest time, and now Angelo is really broken out as like being someone you need to keep an eye on because he could be someone that could be a big time player, in the future.
Honestly, I love Angelo Dawkins. We've been praising him. We can be upset here and let's be 100% honest. Do you see Angelo Dawkins being anything as a singles guy?
I mean, maybe like Intercontinental champion.
I don't even see that. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I am wrong about that. I personally don't see it.
It depends on how the crowd takes to him, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that aside, I can't really see it. But Montez has got superstar written all over him, man. I don't think anybody can deny that. I mean, he look at him, man. How he carries himself. He's just got that. He's got that magnetic personality, man, that you just want to go to, and you want to see what he's all about. What's this guy doing, man? Like he's so fun. He's so fun, and he's cool, and it's hard not to like Montez Ford. It's hard not to.
He's like the Black Rob Van Dam, somewhat.
Yeah. Except for Bianca Belair is not twerking her ass all over.
I mean,
like Katie Forbes.
don't knock it to. I mean, never say never, RJ. I just got sidetracked. So I was thinking about Bianca's ass.
But my official prediction for the match is I think we're getting a new champion. I think Bronson Reed's going to take it.
I'd be fine with that.
And you know what they should do too? They should have Bronson Reed just kill Johnny Gargano. If you want to do that program, Justin, here's how you do it. You have Bronson Reed just give Johnny Gargano the fucking tsunami off the top of the chamber onto the goddamn, the little steel grate or whatever, the plastic grate, whatever the fuck it's called. And you just put Johnny Gargano straight through that motherfucker for an oh shit moment. And then that's how you can get to a Mania match. Johnny Gargano comes back in a couple weeks. Bronson, you tried to end my career. I'm going to end bubble. Get to Mania with that, but
I'm fine with that too. I think I personally just think that if I had to give one of the titles off front, I think it's better to have Johnny win the title here and have Bronson win at Mania. So that way both come out being, I won't say more valuable, but because if Johnny goes in as champion, like, okay, at least he came in to Mania as champion to put over Bronson Reed, but like if Johnny goes into Mania not champion, then he loses, like, his stock won't be as high. I don't know. I look at it kind of weird, I guess, but I don't know.
Or you can have Gargano still in the belt, and then Bronson Reed gives him the super tsunami off the top of the chamber anyways, and Gargano goes into the fucking, I don't know if this is worth it, and you can tell the story. My ribs are beat up, but you know what? I can't give up. Bet on myself. That's my thing. It's a theme song and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you can twist it if you're creative enough.
Yeah. That's
which apparently we are, because how many storylines we wrote tonight?
We need that paycheck, man.
Triple H, hand me a check. Hand Justin a check. Hand Drew a check.
We're still paying off Vince's affairs.
They ain't got shit to do with us. Tell Vince to keep his dirty, droopy dick in his drawers.
We just found out Vince and Johnny tag team another paralegal.
Oh God, not tag team. Did they call themselves the Dynamic Dudes?
Shane Douglas is like, what the fuck, man? Oh my god.
Oh, royalties.
But next is another Elimination Chamber match for a number one contenders match for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, and Carmella.
Well, I'll tell you who's not winning this.
I can tell you who is winning this, and it really, there's really nobody else that should win. It doesn't matter. Asuka's winning.
Yes.
No one else deserves to win this match. No one else. It doesn't make sense. There'll be no investment in nothing. Asuka's winning. She's going up against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. That's the only answer that matters. You're not gonna pick Carmella. You're not gonna pick Nikki Cross. You're not gonna want to see Nikki Cross versus Bianca Belair. You're not gonna want to see Bianca Belair versus Raquel Rodriguez. I'm sorry. Liv Morgan's probably the closest one. I would like to see that, but no. Asuka's the answer. That's it.
Yes,
I
agree.
Period. Like we should not even be discussing, maybe if Raquel. No. Asuka's winning. That's it. Period.
Right.
I need to see Asuka kill bitches. I need to see that. I don't need to see it be close. I need to see Asuka begin the match and just kill bitches.
One by damn one.
And I like Raquel, but Raquel's not ready. Liv, I don't hate. I mean, Liv's starting to gain a little momentum as of late, and she's showing. I mean, she wasn't bad, but it's just that title reign was just bad. But it's just she's starting to show more. She's starting to show something. She's doing something at least. Nick,
I never really understood the big time hate with Liv. Like, unlike Dana Brooke, who's whining and crying about not getting opportunities, this, that, and the other, and every time she does, she shits the fucking bed. Liv shows me something every outing that she has. She shows me a little something. Like, that's all I can really ask for as a fan. Show me some little bit
Mella is just, I still don't get why she's in this match. I mean, yeah, she was out for a while, but it's just, why did she need to be in this match? Put Piper Niven in this match. Like, that would have been...
Well, I wouldn't put Piper...
I'm not mad about Carmella being in this match.
No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not poo-pooing, but it's just like, why does Carmella need to be in this match? That's my question.
She can get killed, Drew. Duh. You gonna put Piper in here? No, you can't put Piper in this matchup.
You wouldn't be able to put Piper. You wouldn't be able to put Piper in because they're trying to build up Piper Niven right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're she may be in world title contention SummerSlam if they keep this up with her. You can't put her in. You can't put her in here right now because it's like, she just everybody. Yeah, so Carmella's just here because Carmella, she's not going to be in the title contention or nothing like that. She's just going to be there doing matches, putting people over. She may win some matches every now and then. She may form a tag team, whatever the case may be. But, yeah, you're not going to put Piper Niven in here.
And she's looking fuckalicious doing it, too. So
I'm
just going to throw that right out there.
That I don't mind either, so.
Fair enough. And then Nikki Cross, I love Nikki. I love that she's crazy Nikki.
That booty is out of control.
But I need to see Asuka kill bitches. That's what I need to see.
That's what she'll do.
I will, like Justin said with, who was that, Layla Gray? So much semen. That'll be for me. Asuka killing bitches.
Everywhere. Like Jesus Christ, man! Like you think I had a fucking a marshmallow accent or something?
like in Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I mean,
Busted makes me feel good.
Jesus Christ, man!
Who wants some s'mores?
Triple H comes out with the graham crackers and shit.
I'm gonna be in tears by the time I'm done.
I have chocolate and regular. Who wants either? But Asuka needs to kill bitches. That's my prediction. She needs to kill bitches.
Yes.
RJ, you didn't. What's your prediction?
Oh yeah, I agreed. Asuka all the way, man. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I like Raquel. If Raquel was the big bad mama heel that she was in NXT, then maybe. But nah, it's all about Asuka. Asuka needs the W, and that's it. That's all there is to it, and that's all it's gonna be.
Like any other decision other than Asuka's a failure, 100% failure.
Creative malpractice.
Unless Asuka dies.
I don't want to hear like other. Like, oh, well, maybe, no. I don't want to hear any fucking trying to be rational with this shit. It's Asuka or nothing.
Yeah. Unless Asuka... Go ahead.
I don't give a damn if Bull Nakano shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Asuka all the way.
It's like, unless Asuka, suddenly bursts into flames, I don't want to hear any other predictions.
I would like to see Bull Nakano in the ring again, actually.
I want to see, if Asuka's in flames and still killing bitches, I'm good with that.
She deserves a fucking medal if that happens. God damn the championship.
The murder clown. Fuck yeah. Alright, now we're in the main event. Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, defending the title against Sami Zayn.
Roman's winning. So, I mean, again, same thing with Asuka. I don't want to hear anything about Roman Reigns possibly losing. Why would you have a Mania? There's people out there actually saying, hey, Sami Zayn win. Okay, there's one thing that you want Sami Zayn to win, but actually thinking that he is going to win is fucking... You need to really check your fucking self if you think he's actually going to win this match.
I don't think he's going to win. Here's my issue, is that I hope that they're not in the process of just okay, we're done with Sami and let's move on to Cody. We're done with Sami. It's you have something really interesting going with Sami and Jay.
No, Sami doesn't need to be involved in he doesn't need to be involved in the world title match.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have something interesting with Sami and Jay. On SmackDown last week when he said to Jay, "I acknowledge you." It's ooh.
As I mentioned a couple times before already, Jay's gonna come out, get the heat on himself, attacking Sami Zayn. Then you know what I mean. Then the Usos are they're back together, get together again. They attack Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens comes out. They attack Kevin Owens in his hometown as well as Montreal. And the Usos get the heat back on themselves. That's your World Tag Team title match at WrestleMania, which I think should main event night one. Personally,
I agree with that.
I mean, like the story's there completely. We just need to make sure that this match overall is gonna be fantastic. If this crowd's probably gonna be one of the highest crowds we ever seen ever, right? I don't want to give this match 90 justice because this match is gonna be fucking awesome. This is maybe a 5-star match. I think Meltzer, if Meltzer, he's been a little bit more lenient with WWE lately. You know what I mean? And also on top of that as well, think about it this way too as well. He's how should I say? He's actually said that WWE is the hottest wrestling organization in the world right now.
Oh, what? He said that? Meltzer said that?
Yeah, he says it's the hottest wrestling organization in the world right now.
I wonder how the Buckaroos feel about that.
I mean, yeah, he says I gotta find the tweet here. That he said it on, but some fans asked is WWE the hottest wrestling organization in the world? And he said easily.
Yeah, and I did see what he said in the video with Alvarez that AEW is lacking a big time babyface right now, and WWE has that in Cody and Sammy right now. So
yeah, Punk was that guy for AEW, and ever since he's been gone, the quality's been going down. But go ahead.
Well, anyway, basically, long story short, I definitely think that obviously Roman's going to win here. The question's how. The question's how it's going to get there. I think it's kind of obvious how it's going to get there. I think the Usos, especially Jey Uso, he's going to end up screwing Sami Zayn, get the heat on himself. Because right now, everyone wants to see Jey. A lot of the fans, they want to see Jey turn his back on Roman, which doesn't make any sense, but they want to see turn his back on Roman, right? And the fact that in Montreal that he's gonna eventually just side with this family on this one, he's gonna get nuclear heat, and all the heat is just gonna be forced back on him and his brother Jimmy. Kevin Owens is gonna come out, get his ass fucking kicked too, and there you go. That is your WrestleMania Night 1 main event.
Yeah,
and, you know what I mean. And I've been saying this ever since Rumble. That's what's gonna happen, and more and more is looking like that more and more each day. So don't kill the messenger. I've been watching this shit for over 30 years. So
yes,
yeah. I mean, it seems pretty cut and dry, but I'm cool with that.
I'm great with it. This is gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with predictability, as long as there's a good ounce of predictability. And evidently with this storyline, the way it's been mapped out and laid out, we could see certain things coming a mile away, but it's been great. Getting there, and watching it and witnessing it is oh damn, this is great. But I agree with that. Roman Reigns retains. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. Sami Zayn is gonna get his shit rocked on Saturday, but it should be a fantastic match. If Sami Zayn is back in true babyface form, which I think he wrestles better as a babyface anyways, it's going to be a whole lot more better. And he's going to be playing up to his strengths as the underdog of the underground. So he's going to really play in his top tier element. And I think it's going to be great. And the Usos, I heard actually that they were cleared to go overseas again.
Yes. That was another thing I forgot to bring up. Yeah. So actually, at first, a lot of people were thinking that Jey was unable to go to Canada. It was Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy was the one who was unable to travel. Mm-hmm. But now I heard that both is yes.
Yep. So yeah, there you go. Well, there you go. The Usos are gonna, they're gonna band up, and I don't think it's gonna be necessarily out of hate for Sammy, even though it'd be more better for the match. I think Jey Uso is gonna keep what Sammy said to him the other night in the back of his mind. If they would be smart, they would have Jey Uso keep what Sammy told him the other night in the back of his mind.
Well, that's what I meant.
You could have a third big baby face there down the line. I'm just saying. But
Yeah.
you can have a thing. You can if you tell the story good enough and tight enough that I got to move with my family. I can't turn my back on my family. It makes Jey Uso seem like a sympathetic figure, while you have Jimmy and Jay telling, man, forget that shit, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have brothers. The thing about brothers is that all brothers don't think alike. Drew, you have a brother, right? You and your brother don't think alike. Me and my brothers damn sure don't think alike. So, I mean, one actions don't reflect on another. You know what I'm saying? So you can tell the story of that.
Well, that's what I was going for was like you have something interesting with not only Sammy but Jay. I mean, because like I've said, like, of everyone in the bloodline, you know, the Samoan bloodline, you know, Sammy, you know, was a part of it, but I'm talking about like the Samoans in general. I think Jay is the better worker. You know, I like Solo. Solo is a little green in some points, but he's good. I like him. You know, Roman is obviously the star, and Jimmy's just there. Jimmy's happy to be there. Jay is, I think, the better worker, and you have something interesting with him to be like your next big babyface because he is so great at storytelling, and I love his promos because like when he talks, I feel something. When he's delivering like one of those heartfelt, you know, babyface promos, I feel something, and I like that on Friday he came back because that shows that he's not a dick because he still loves his brother and he's still going to defend his brother and be on his brother's side. Whereas someone like Solo, like you just said, Solo thinks differently because he's gonna be more loyal to Roman than Jimmy and Jay at this point. So after Mania, you have something interesting with Jay. You can have a feud. You can run back that feud of Jay and Roman, and you can have Jay go over. Like fuck it, like have Jay go over. And then you can have Jay feud with Solo. Like, I don't know. You have so many things to do with Jay. And like RJ just said, like, that could be something that plays in his head of, you know, Sammy saying, you know, I acknowledge you. And then a few months later, Jay could just have, like, a random, you know, run-in with Sammy. And Jay can just be like, you know, that stuff you said, you know, a few months ago, did you really mean what you said? Or were you just talking shit? And Sammy just be like, I meant every word of it. And that, you know, there you go. You have your next big baby face.
Yeah. And for WWE at this point, they've fumbled the bag on potential baby faces in the past. Is that a bad problem to have? 3 big hot baby faces right now? And Cody, Sammy, and Jey Uso? To me, that's a good damn problem to have. That's a good damn problem to have.
Shit.
So, I mean, that's just it. But yeah, I mean, regardless, Roman Reigns wins. We're getting the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. Like Justin said, it should be the main event because of night one, especially if there's no chance of separating the titles, this, that, and the other.
Sami Zayn alone deserves that spot.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I think the Usos do too for their
I mean, the Usos too, of course. Yeah. I mean. Okay. For sure, and you know Kevin Owens. I mean, he actually made it last year, so you know.
Yeah.
Not saying that he doesn't deserve it, but I'm just saying like he's not secondary per se, but like if you had to like rank everybody, like he's like 4th most important.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not a knock on him, but it's just like compared to what everyone's doing, compared to how white hot Sammy is and Jay is. You know, Kevin is just there. Right. Like he's just there. He's just a utility player. And, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of Kevin Owens' like WWE career is that he's always been a good utility player. Like, he's never been a guy that's been like mega over, but he's the guy you put in there with the other guy that you need to get over, and it works. Sammy at this point is just, he's kind of accidentally become the new Mick Foley in a sense, where he looks like the everyman. And you sympathize with him because you know him. You are him. And, yeah, I mean, it works. Sammy became an accidental, you know, happy... He became a happy accident. That's the best way to put it.
Right. And I wonder if this was always supposed to have been... not this far. Like, this wasn't supposed to obviously last that long. But I wonder underneath Vince McMahon, like, what was he really thinking with this whole Sami Zayn stuff? What was going to be the end? Obviously not this. But I mean, what was going to be the true meaning of having Sami Zayn wanting to interact with Roman Reigns?
I think that storyline would have ended a long time ago.
Right.
I mean, it just would.
It would. I think it would have been the same thing, but it would have been as hot as it was, or as it is, I should say, as it is. And I think it probably would have ended like at Survivor Series instead of WrestleMania.
Right, like Vince wouldn't have understood it. He wouldn't have understood that. He wouldn't have understood Dom or anything else that's getting over. Because, to Vince, it's just like, if I don't get it, then it's not going to work. Yeah. Whereas, Triple H, like, not to say that maybe Triple H gets it, but I think Triple H is smart enough to know, well, it's getting over, it's getting a reaction, and people want to see more of it, so might as well just let it happen.
Right.
Like, Triple H is smart enough to know if something is working, then keep it going until it stops working. And not like Vince.
I'll give Triple H... I'll give him credit. He's always listened to the crowd. Even back to NXT, they wanted to push Bo Dallas as a big baby face for whatever reason. They wanted to push him as a big baby face, and people started booing this man, booing him out of the building. And Triple H's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me go ahead and have this man play a delusional baby face. But he, in hindsight, he's really the heel. But and it worked. From that point on, up until the day that they dragged Bo Dallas out. The NXT security dragged him out of the parking lot. So it worked. But, Triple H has always been smart to, okay, if this is not working or this is going that way, let me go and shoot that way. He's always been smart for that. I'll give him credit on that.
I mean, that's how you should book a wrestling company. Is like, you don't need to understand it. You're not the fan. The fans are the fans. The fans are going to tell you if something works and if something doesn't. It's like, for years they were booing Roman Reigns out of the building until they finally realized, let's just make him a heel. And it worked. Like, what wonders a character... What wonders, a small, character change can do for somebody. You look at Rhea. Rhea, at one point, was just floundering. Like, she wasn't really doing anything, and then they made her a heel, and it worked.
Yeah.
Dom, they made him a sniveling heel because, Dom's whole shtick at this point, he's just a character. He's not a wrestler. And there's no shame in that. It's like Santino Marella. He was a character. And it got him over. Dom, at this point, is a character because, what he is doing is just absurd. Like him saying, I did hard time in jail. It's like, dude, you were there for like maybe 3 hours. Like you were in a holding tank for like 3 hours. And it's working because it's absurd because people that will do that shit. That will do that kind of slimy, scummy, kind of pussy shit. And it works. It's getting him over. So, and just Triple H's... The Triple H era is working in one sense where it's just like, what is working because he's allowing it to work. And not, right. Oh, I don't get this. I don't think this is funny. Scrap this. It's just like, let's do like a quick scenario and then we can get out of here. It's like, can you imagine Damien Sandow under the Triple H regime?
I saw it at FCW. the guy was wearing gold.
There you go.
I can only imagine. And he used to bring him into NXT. Damien Sandow was almost a regular. I won't say a regular, but he was on NXT a whole lot, even when they moved to Full Sail. Like I can't even count on my hands how many times I've seen Damien Sandow have like maybe a dark match or a match that was included in the TV taping itself. So Triple H loved Sandow. They were both trained by Kowalski.
Right.
So, yeah. Like, I think that's a little bit of the connection there, but Triple H loved Sandow. And I think Sandow would flourish under new Triple H if he was in charge. Because Triple H obviously got the gimmick. Like I said, he used him every chance he could in NXT. They ain't by any accident.
Now we just have Aaron Stevens in NWA.
Yeah, and he's a manager, and he's fat and out of shape, and he doesn't have the big beard anymore. So yeah, I mean, his TNA run flopped too. Remember Aaron Rex?
Jesus Christ, man!
Aaron Rex.
What a fucking shit name.
That was awful. Aaron Rex.
I remember that. That was during the broken Matt Hardy era.
Yeah.
Oh god,
that was bad. And then he became like a Liberace character. My man was wearing lip gloss, and was it popping. It was popping all right. Rockstar Spud was fucking carrying his bags and shit. So yeah, man.
I remember I turned on an episode of TNA just randomly. I think when it was on Pop TV, and Betty walks in and she sees it. She's like, "Is this WWE?" She goes, "Oh no, it's another company. It's TNA." And she just looks at it and looks back at me and goes, "This is worse than the wrestling you usually watch." Like she only saw like maybe 5 seconds of it, and she's like, "This is like I'm good. I'm good on this shit." Yeah, that's about it. That's our predictions for Saturday. Saturday. I hope you guys enjoy Elimination Chamber as we will. Hopefully, it should be a good show. It's in Montreal, and Canadians are they're very white hot about their wrestling. So it should be
first pay-per-view in 14 years, man.
Jesus Christ,
they're gonna go nuts.
You said 14 years?
14 years.
What was the last pay-per-view?
Breaking Point 2009.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Orton and Cena in the I Quit match. Teddy Long screwing Undertaker over. Buckle up, Teddy. Ooh!
CM Punk versus Taker.
Yeah.
In a submission match when they. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Good job 2.0.
But hold on, now I'm intrigued. I want to pull up that card. So.
I never forget Teddy Long's acting was bad. It was like porno level bad.
Oh, help! So, also before we head out of here, just a quick prediction. Who y'all think is going to win between Mercedes and Kyrie at Battle in the Valley?
The fans?
I guess.
No, I'm just kidding.
I guess Mercedes.
Yeah, I'm thinking Mercedes. I mean, New Japan's paying a bank supposedly that money. So
no pun intended on both of those words.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they put the belt on her.
Yeah.
My thing is, how is she gonna? I don't know, man. I guess we're gonna have to see, but I don't know how the hell she's gonna handle some of those Japanese women. But Sasha Banks, remember? I mean, she used to beat the hell out of herself. You know what I'm saying? So in WWE, so I don't know how the hell herself in New Japan. Shit, and beating herself up. I mean, by acting. So Japan, oh god.
And I guess the there's 2 more matches on there. Okada, I mean, there's more than that, but Okada versus Tanahashi. Obviously, Okada's gonna win that, but
yeah.
Jay White versus Eddie Kingston. The rumors of Jay White, coming to WWE. No, maybe Eddie Kingston wins here. I don't know.
Is Eddie Kingston even cleared to compete? Because last I heard, he was hurt.
He's wrestling. He's wrestling Saturday.
Do you mean physically or emotionally, RJ?
Maybe both. Because my man been having a meltdown on Twitter the last couple of weeks. I don't know what's going on with Kingston, but somebody need to go check on him. But if he's cleared to go, then I think Eddie Kingston. If Jay White's truly on his way out, I think you do the honors on the way out. That's traditional. So Eddie Kingston should be getting a win over Jay White.
Yeah.
All right, I have it.
If he's truly done with the company, then
So with that, do you think that Jay White? Because me and Drew we kind of talked about this, about Jay White coming to WWE and the matchups are more fresh and all that. There, do you think that if he does come to WWE, do you think it's before or after WrestleMania? I think it's after WrestleMania because
we need a little bit of a spark after Mania.
Yeah,
I would save it for after Mania, honestly.
And it's like if you bring him in, like hype him up, like don't just have him come in on a Raw or a SmackDown, and then be like, and then have the announcers pretend that they know who he is. It'd be like, it's Jay White. He's like no, hype him up, like show video packages of world famous athlete Jay White coming to WWE, like.
I think what I would do, and I'm usually for that, like doing vignettes or whatnot. But I think the surprise appearance would probably be good for that. Then the following weeks you do those vignettes before you put him in his first match, like, and just have him do like backstage promos and things of that nature. Because I think the moment will probably mean more.
Do you think he should feud with AJ right away? Like, if he attacked somebody that the crowd gave a damn about, then I think he would get some heat.
Yeah, AJ. I think I wouldn't want to go down that well too. Like keep him away from anything Bullet Club related. So AJ, Cody, guys like that. Finn Balor, keep even though they really have much interaction, like right. Just keep them away. And just maybe have them attack. Maybe have them attack Sammy. But at that point they'll probably be tag team champions, so that probably won't make any sense either. But I don't know. But there were some people saying that Jay White going to NXT. I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, no.
Yeah, he's not going there. I don't see Jay. I don't see, especially if they're trying to get him instead of the other way around. I don't see Triple H going like, well, here's the deal, bub. You gotta go to NXT. Plus, Jay White doesn't wrestle a chaotic style anyways that needs to be toned down. He really doesn't.
He wrestles like a WWE style. I mean, he wrestles stiff a little bit, but he wrestles like a WWE style already.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like, he doesn't do dives and flips and kicks.
Now, here's the thing with this. If this was 5 years ago, Jay White definitely be in NXT for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely.
But with the way that things have changed, no.
Yeah, with Triple H in charge, like, yeah, definitely. Because I could see Vince looking at Jay White and being like, got a great physique, looks like a dick.
No, I say he doesn't speak proper English. It's not like American.
It's like, but I'm British.
But he's not British.
So I have the match card from Breaking Point. It was on September 13th of 2009 at Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Bell Center. The matches were in a pre-show match. You had Evan Bourne defeating Chavo Guerrero. Jericho, Chris Jericho, and Big Show defending the Unified Tag Team Championships against the World's Strongest Tag Team, MVP and Mark Henry. Kofi Kingston defeated The Miz in a singles match for the WWE United States Championship. The Legacy, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase defeated D-Generation X in a Submissions Count Anywhere match. I remember that. Kane defeated Kane defeated the Great Khali in a Singapore Kane match. Christian defended the ECW Championship against William Regal and successfully won. John Cena defeated Randy Orton in an I Quit match for the WWE Championship. And the main event was CM Punk defeating The Undertaker in a submission match for the World Heavyweight Championship, which I remember that I guess they decided to do another screwjob finish, which resulted in Undertaker kidnapping Teddy Long on SmackDowns. Buckle up, Teddy! Oh, let me out! Let me out! Yeah, that was Breaking Point from 2009.
I'll tell you, that segment, Teddy Long's acting was porno acting bad, bro.
Said Maurice, Teddy has a great O face.
He does.
He's just squirming around in his suit. That was funny. I love Teddy. Teddy Long was awesome. But
holla.
Holla. In a tag team match, player. But that's the show, guys. We did about close to 2.5 hours. It was a great show. Thank you, Justin, as always, for being my podcasting partner in crime. And RJ, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. You guys mean the world to me. I mean, I'm not just saying that to sound corny. You guys, it means the world to me when I can have all my guys on the show.
We love you too, Drew.
I love you more. But guys, go ahead and plug your stuff. Whoever wants to start.
Go first, RJ. You got this.
You can follow me on Twitter at LilRJ. Everything and anything I say is unlimited. It has no limits whatsoever. You can follow the podcast at RJ and the Savage Squad. Actually, I got a little bit of news. I was told today by Monty that for the time being, I'm going to be uploading any shows that we do onto my feed. So that'll be the new way you can find our shows for a while. So yeah, you're gonna be seeing a lot of uploads from my side of things. And you sent me a friend request on Facebook. I don't do Facebook. Drew, do I do Facebook? I'm hardly on Facebook.
No, he does not.
I don't do Facebook.
He can't be as nasty as he wants to be on Facebook.
So yeah, I mean, I hardly do Facebook. So I apologize if you're in maybe 500 friend requests. But what else? We can subscribe to my YouTube channel at TheRTJXX, and that's pretty much it.
Justin, go ahead and tell people where they can find you.
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram, Spinebuster Tees. I've been getting some requests on my personal Facebook and Instagram. That's cool, but I don't really post much on there, like if at all. So yeah, just follow me on Spinebuster Tees, and it's really gonna be ramping up here in the next few weeks or so here, because I'm in the process of in the initial process here of opening my store here. I'm pretty much done with the merch. Now I'm getting like the actual like stuff that I need for the store. So like display cases, retail hooks, actual cube organizers, things of that nature. So yeah, follow me on there. Like I said, on Instagram, preferably on Instagram, Spinebuster Tees. And yeah, come join my journey and see what I'm doing and the shenanigans that's going to be happening inside my store. There, it's gonna be pretty big, man. Looking to have over, I think I have over now 300 Funko Pops, close to 200 action figures. Then T-shirts, obviously, as well. Over 10 designs for men, women, and also in tank tops as well on SpinebusterTees.com. Also, in addition, I'm going to be having trading cards, autograph pictures, Lucha Libre mask. I'm looking at several of them right now as we speak, as I'm talking to this. So it's going to be pretty much a mini wrestling superstore for you guys to come out and enjoy. If you're not in the San Antonio area, if you ever come out to San Antonio, it'll be there for you. But also as well, SpinebusterTees.com, where you can at least grab yourself a T-shirt for $19.98. So yeah. Can't wait. It's going to be coming very soon, guys. I will say probably beginning next month I should be opening it up.
Can't wait for that shit, man. It's going to be some good shit. If you're in the San Antonio area, if you're in the Texas area, if you're in any area and you decide to make a trip to San Antonio, head on over to Justin's store. Or if you can't make the trip, just go on SpinebusterTees.com and get you a shirt.
Yes, support your boy.
Support your boy. And then me, of course, you know where to find me. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Instagram, I just post, like, shit. I don't really post anything about the show, which I used to. I would post, like, artwork of episodes, which I should probably start doing again. But I'm more active on Facebook. I don't really post too much about the show on Facebook. I will just post episodes, but, whatever. Twitter, I think I'm a little bit more vocal. Somewhat, depending. So you know where to find me. And then, of course, the show you can find on Spreaker. And you can find anywhere else. Google Podcasts, iTunes. I have a YouTube channel. And I have Patreon that Mr. RJ is on. We do a show, Revenge of the Savage Nerds, or Attack of the Savage Nerds, I'm sorry. Where we just talk about the shit we like, which is not really a wrestling show. And I do a show with Ruben called Culture Attack, which there's a new episode of that. It just came out last week, so check that shit out. And I do a show with Jeff Lippman, which we have a new title for our show. It's no longer From Our Lips to Your Ears. It's called Garden of Drew, or Garden of Droom, I'm sorry, which is a take of it's a takeoff of Jeff's show Garden of Doom, but instead of Doom, it's Droom, which pretty sure you can figure out what that entails. But we just did an episode over the when did we do it? Oh, we did it on Monday. I'm sorry. So check that out and check everything else out. Check everything else out that we do. It's only $5 a month, people. It's not a lot of money. It's just $5 is a damn good deal. And I always say with the Patreon, the more subscribers we get, the more shit we can do for you guys. We might even open up new tiers and maybe give away some prizes. Who knows?
Maybe give away my semen.
Everybody
likes semen.
We're gonna have to maybe I don't know. We're gonna have to do a different tier for that. Jesus.
I'd say that's a $100 tier right there.
$100 tier includes everything, and includes RJ semen.
What semen? God damn it!
You want to get that shit fresh. I'm telling you that right now.
Right.
Like Subway?
RJ's come eat fresh.
Saying is it like Subway or?
Pretty much. But that'll be $100 a month, people. And if you guys donate $100, I don't know who you are. I'm not judging. I'll just leave it at that. But please join the Patreon. Support your brothers, support your boys. And the more subscribers we get, the more money we get, the more things we can do for the show. We can get better equipment. We can again open up more tiers. You can get RJ semen possibly. I mean, you can get Justin semen. I don't know if Justin wants to send you semen.
I'll pass on that one.
Okay, then it's just RJ. RJ's going to send you a semen.
I'll pass on that one. I don't know if I want to have the Coming Spectacular special.
The tier is going to be called the semen everywhere. The semen everywhere tier. So much semen tier.
Oh God!
So much semen can dry out.
Jesus Christ!
It comes with a little voice recording to me. Bustin' makes me feel good. I ain't afraid of no hoes. Go.
Is that supposed to be Ghostbusters or something?
Yeah.
If there's something strange in your mailbox, who are you gonna call? RJ.
Yeah.
I ain't afraid of
no cum. I ain't afraid of no cum.
Droplets in that bottle. Oh yeah.
Just
ain't no cum.
RJ, when they open up your vial, it just plays the beginning of Digex theme. Oh, that's
my brand of justice.
Jesus Christ, man.
This is all in that vial.
Justin. Just a long story short, me and RJ have our own idea on how to get over Dijak. It involves them fucking the entire women's division in NXT.
Oh. Okay.
With his old bird of justice.
Nikita Lyons.
Or the Justice of Cum or something.
Yeah, that's his brand of justice.
And then he gets to Zoe Stark, and he's like, "You're good, ma'am. You're good. We don't need to talk."
Well, am I not good enough for you? Yo, go. Just get out of here. Now, about Tiffany Stratton. Yeah.
That is
I love me some Tiffany Stratton, man.
Boom.
Yeah, so does Ludwig Kaiser, lucky bastard.
Wait a minute, Ludwig Kaiser's tapping Tiffany Stratton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been dating for like a few months.
Oh, I didn't know that. Baby Ludwig Kaiser. That's the man right there.
But
Giovanni Vinci.
Anyways, guys, support the Patreon and enjoy Elimination Chamber this Saturday. And we'll see you next Wednesday, same time, same channel. And take care, guys. Be safe and peace.
Peace out.